We'll be going live officially. Oh, voice crack. That's what happens when I actually have to talk for the first time today. If you're here, we're live. We are going. Hold tight. We'll be going live officially. Oh, voice crack. All right. 11 minutes behind. I guess we've done worse before. But we are here right now. Let's see here. And boom. Hello, everybody. And let's see. Mic's working good. Everything's looking good. Pull up chat over here. If we even have any today. We'll see how it goes. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this live episode here at the Combot Collective. We're bringing you a lot of live content this week, and I'm super excited. We've been talking about it since July, everybody. Or was it August? I don't know. I mean, it's whenever we made that big announcement. We made the big video and saying, hey, everybody, RoboGames is back. People are signing up. A lot of heavyweights are going to be present. Subject to change, of course. And God, we were right about that. Almost 40% of the field did pull out. I feel awfully for David Calkins. I know he can be a very polarizing figure in the community. You try running an event like this and see how you feel. I bet you won't be too nice of a cat yourself, but that doesn't matter. We are here finally at RoboGames Week. Robots are filing in. Fans are filing into the Alameda County Fairground right now. The RoboGames Arena is set up. I'm sure the Small Bots Arena is set up. Some of the other non-combat arenas are set up. We will be really covering those today. We aren't talking about stuff like, the walking robots or the sumo bots or even a bot hockey, even though I am a bit of a bot hockey guy. I should have grabbed me a drink before we started. I do apologize for the 11-minute delay. I got up at 6. I was still working on graphics until the very photo finish here. So I hope you guys really don't mind all that. But we're here. We're finally here. I'm so excited. We got a lot to talk about here in terms of not even just heavyweight action, but, small bots action. 3 pound, 150 gram, 1 pound. And the return to the United States since the last RoboGames event, middleweight and lightweight action. Hopefully, maybe we can see in the future lightweight and middleweight sportsman tournaments if there isn't going to be a full combat arena for a while. We'll have to see how it goes, but now let's switch over to our main graphic here. Boom, there we go. And as you see here, we are already taking a bit of a look at geez, let me scoot over big time because I'm like being covered by my thing here. Hopefully some of you guys did watch the Robot Combat Tonight episode that did come out this morning. It was meant to come out 2 days ago. Turns out a video that long still takes forever to render, even on something like Adobe Premiere Pro. I watched that thing take literally a day to render, so I do apologize about that. It is out, though. Be sure to check it out. We talked about some RoboGames news in that video, news that we will probably make a proper post on after the stream, whenever the live stream gets going for RoboGames itself. Speaking of, we are on standby for, I don't know when the live stream is going to begin. I'd say expect us to be streaming it for, I don't know, about an hour today? Maybe an hour tomorrow, hour the following day. We don't need to do too much. We don't got a terrible amount to talk about here. I hope everyone is doing wonderfully this morning. Hope you all had a good breakfast. I haven't ate breakfast yet. In fact, I haven't even showered. I'm glad y'all can't smell me through this live stream. I was trying to shower before the stream. Didn't get a chance to. Like I said, I was crunching until the very end. But we're hyping up RoboGames here. We're going to take a look at the bracket. We got some predictions. We got some robots we want to talk about. And we got robots we want to highlight. We have graphics prepared this time, and they work. They actually work. We're not just screwing around here. And to prove that to you, check this out. This is our RoboGames medal count. We are going to be updating this every single live stream, talking about which robots, which nations really have taken, country pride, taken the hardware home. Showing off, maybe these obscure countries like Ecuador, Mexico, China, even Japan. Yes, that is the Japan flag you're looking at right there. We'll talk about that in a minute. Prove that you're worth. Prove your worth. Of course, you have your regular contenders like USA, Brazil, Canada, even UK and India, powerhouses in the sport, even though they don't have too many robots here this year. They'll probably still manage to rack up a medal or two, get up there. Obviously, it doesn't take a scientist to look at this thing and say USA and Brazil are probably going to be number 1 and number 2. USA is probably going to be number 1. Talking about the arms race here, I mean, they just have so many robots in Brazil. A little bit behind them, a lot of star power in the Brazil roster of robots. Canada has some solid robots. UK could have brought some better machines. India may turn some heads. Same with Ecuador, who apparently has 6 robots at this event. That's a bit of a surprise. Iran and Saudi Arabia. I somehow forgot Iran, but I'm not sure if the Saudi Arabian team is showing up, so I might replace that flag with the Iran flag. They're both there. Of course, Broken Knife from King of Bots in China. It is there representing China. We'll talk about that robot more in a later bit. But that's just kind of showing off, what countries are present, who's trying to get the medals here. And it's going to be a race, quite frankly, to see who is number 1 and number 2 between USA and Brazil in terms of medal prestige. And who's number 3? That's really what I'm interested in, see who takes bronze in terms of who can collect the most medals. From this prediction here, I would have to say, looking at what we have here, probably Canada. Probably Canada with, you know, they have some solid machines in the 3-pound class. We have Lucky, of course, in the 250-pound class, a robot we'll be talking about quite a bit over the weekend, I'm sure. And talking about predictions here, let's go ahead and get to our predictions here in a second. But first, let's go ahead and take a peek at this RoboGames bracket. I know that y'all are probably in 480p. You can't see this very well, so we'll go ahead and go through these one fight at a time. And let's start off with, we won't start off with the heavyweight bracket. That's too easy. Let's highlight some of these big names in the lightweight bracket first. Apparently, they haven't made the ferryweight, antweight, or betaweight bracket yet. I'm sure there's a ton of robots for them, so I can see why it's taking a little bit longer. But yeah, here we go. Let's take a look at right here, the lightweight bracket. Of course, RoboGames is double elimination, and we're starting off with a big one. Federal MT taking on NS2 from India. Don't know much about NS2. Federal MT, though. Let's just get straight to it here and talk about Federal MT. There is no RioBots, very conspicuous by their absence. They are one of the faces of RoboGames. Their success at RoboGames is what made Minotaur such a big robot. But but RioBot's not present today. It's a bit of a bummer. Instead, Uriah is going to be the Brazilian team to watch out for. Of course, there are some other, Brazilian teams present, like Thunder Rats, Trinkabots. Those are teams that you need to look out for this year. Watching this RoboGames stream over the next couple of days. But Federal MT, this is the lightweight robot, your lightweight number 1 seed. They are our defending RoboGames champion, as you see at the bottom. 5 wins, 0 losses, got the gold medal last year. And outside their debut, all the way back in 2012, over a decade ago now, Federal MT and Uriah in this 60-pound RoboGames class, kind of like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, silver and gold. 2013, 6 wins, 1 loss, took the gold. 2015, 7 wins, 2 losses, took silver. 2016, 6 wins, perfect record, gold medal. RoboGames 2017, 4 wins, 2 losses, silver medal. RoboGames 2018, 5 wins, 0 losses, gold medal. The only robot that managed to beat Federal MT in that window of 2013 onwards is one robot named UnmakerBot, aka the original version of Poison Arrow, who soon became Copperhead. UnmakerBot, probably the best lightweight of the 2010s. I don't know if it lost a single fight. Of course, they were the robot that won RoboGames 2017, 2015. They also won STEMTech Olympiad in 2014 and beat Federal MT there. Good news for Federal MT and Uriah, though. There is no UnmakerBot at this event. I know in one of our past videos we talked about UnmakerBot being signed up, but as we say at RoboGames, subject to change, baby. That guy is pulled out. There is no Caustic Creations, no Colorado representation in this tournament to my knowledge. Federal MT sitting alone, and it's, in my opinion, my pick to win the tournament, but let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Let's look at the remainder of this bracket here. Take a quick check. Make sure RoboGames isn't live yet. There we go. Interesting names here. We have Ragnar taking on Bad Dog, who is a old school RoboGames competitor, if I remember correctly. K-Torze, I was just talking about Thunder Rats from Brazil. I brought them up a few times in our RoboGame update videos. They're present, and K-Torze is a robot you need to watch out making the finals. They will probably have a decent losers run. I feel like it's inevitable they'll challenge Federal MT before the end of the day. Let's see who else we have here. We have Twister, who is apparently supposed to be the a 60-pounder coming from Team Swamp Thing. If I remember correctly, there are multiple robots named Twister. Who else do we have here? India versus India as well in round 1. This is a little bit of an exciting platform, assuming these robots are there. Ranga Sangha versus Nemesis. There we go. We also have Tsunami Light, which is the 60-pound version of Drago, who is the robot which signed up for BattleBots last season, did not get accepted. Now in the tournament this year as Manta for RoboGames. We'll talk about that robot later. Tsunami Light is a 60-pound version of Manta. It is a classic 4-wheel drive drum bot. Very powerful. This guy has crazy experience with the drum bots. In fact, I predict this guy to win the 1-pound class. Another thing we'll get to later. They're taking on Iran's sole lightweight in this tournament, a robot which has a surprising amount of experience. We talked about it in one of our past videos. Robo Skills number 1. Watch out for this fight. This could be a fun one, even if it is a little one-sided. We also have Cornholio versus Rusty Cage. If you don't know Cornholio, it comes from the iconic, and I mean iconic, Team Artifice, aka Team Wetware, BattleBots Update legend. If you are a Robot Combat memester, a Robot Combat fan, old head, you know everything about Team Wetware, robots like Abattoir, Mr. Bone Stripper, machines that they've made that never entered the arena. Historically, one of the worst BattleBots teams ever. I hate to say that because Team Wetware, even despite the infamy, absolute legends of the sport. Love those guys. Hopefully we can see Cornholio make a run and it's not just forfeiting all of its fights. They still do it. They still do it a little bit, quite often. Let's go ahead to the 120-pound middleweight class. Talk about these fights. A lot of robots I don't really know too well here. It's not like the heavyweight class. We'll get to that in a few minutes here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. At the top of the group, we have copyright infringement. In fact, I might be able to pull up like info on them. Oh, look at that. Okay, cool. We actually can pull up pictures here. Copyright infringement comes from Team Ugandugu, which is a team very common to see at RoboGames events when they do happen. Ugandugu competed, I want to say, the 2016 RoboGames event in the lightweight class as a pretty powerful overhead spinner. Did pretty decently in its first event. Those guys always bring solid machines. Watch out for that robot. And then we talked about Federal MT in the lightweight class. Federal MT is a 60-pound version of Black Dragon. And this is a 120-pound version of Black Dragon General, who is taking on Trinkabots' Kronos in round 1. Talk about two powerhouse robots meeting in the first round of the RoboGames event. This very, very easily could also be our grand final. That's going to be big money, but you got to think it's going to go to General. You got to go for the veteran robot there. We also have Wolverine. No pictures of it, from Sierra College. It is a lot like Puck in the heavyweight class. If you know that robot, two-wheel drive wedge, big rounded rear. But there is a horizontal spinner on the front, very Tombstone-esque. Another Indian robot in Mahadrana, taking on another Indian robot in Sakel. There's another India fight. We have one in the 60-pound class. Here's another in the 120-pound class. Mahadrana. We'll talk about this robot a little bit more today, and we'll talk about them after this stream. We'll talk about them probably a good bit across the week. Team Xenon, of course, a lot of international fans know about Autovolts, of course, because of Adam94 at BattleBots 2020. A lot of fans know about BlankaBots, easily the best Indian team in robot combat history. But Mahadrana, Team Xenon, I'm good friends with Team Xenon online. They're always sending me the scoops about their events happening over in India. Shouts to all my Indian fans, by the way. I still haven't forgot the time I shouted out ITT Tech Fest and I gained 100 Instagram subscribers from the country over the next week. That was very cool. Maharana, though, very, very powerful robot. We talked about them in the past when we discussed the 2021 version of IIT Tech Fest. I believe they placed top 2, maybe even number 1 in the middleweight class. I might be incorrect. Very solid robots, might turn some heads. Another robot that should turn some heads from a team that you guys should know. Zoom on You from Fast Electric Robotics. I believe it is a classic 4-wheel drive, maybe 2-wheel drive vertical spinner. But, I mean, you know, Jason Vasquez, Matthew Vasquez, fantastic drivers. Watch out for those guys. We have Cat Kong, who is pretty much a 2-wheel drive version of Mad Catter. Assuming Calvin Eva will be driving this robot. Should be a robot to watch out for as well. 2-wheel drive vertical spinner. Taking on a machine named Attitude Adjuster. Not sure much about that robot. Genius Robo versus Sweet. Is Sweet the UK robot? Because I thought they pulled out. Okay. So this is going to be interesting. I don't know if this is accurate. I don't know. I would love to see this fight happen. UK versus Saudi Arabia. That's what RoboGames is all about. We'll see if Genius Robo AI is actually at the event. And same with Sweet from Ace Robotics. I love Ace Robotics. They always are willing to come over to RoboGames with some crazy robots, some powerful vertical spinners. That Drisk on the front looks pretty deadly. Are they going to be there? I could have sworn when I was doing some media compilation before this live stream today, I was looking at it and I didn't see Ace there. I didn't see Ace there at all. So, or Sweet, I should say. My apologies. Not Sweet. Ace. I mean, not Ace. Sweet. Look at me go, knowing what I'm talking about. Anyway, if we have a winner to this fight, I would have to predict Sweet. I don't think that robot's going to go far. Of course, you know, you got a nice, sturdy Hardox front. Looks a bit steep, though. I don't know if that weapon's going to have that much bite compared to, robots like Cat Kong and General. But perhaps the fight you all should be most excited about in this first round, Mortician from Hardcore Robotics is back. Ray Billings is back in the sport. I am so excited. Horizontal spinner, of course. It is literally a 120-pound version of Tombstone. This machine is crazy. It hasn't fought in quite some time. I believe the last time it fought was 2013, 2016. We said it in our RoboGames preview video when that robot first showed itself. And it's going to be a truncated heavyweight rematch here. Of course, Last Rites, Tombstone, and Raging Scotsman in the heavyweight class have fought each other plenty of times over numerous past RoboGames. I don't know if they've ever met in the 120-pound class. Similar to what Mortician is, a 120-pound version of Last Rites. Who's Your Daddy is a 120-pound version of Raging Scotsman, a four-wheel drive wedge bot from RoboMaster, driven by Forrest Ye. Very well driven. Could be a good counter to Mortician early in the tournament. Trying to send that robot to the losers bracket early. But let's go ahead and get to that meat and potatoes here and talk about this heavyweight class. Easily the largest class of the tournament. A lot of big names here. A lot of BattleBots names from this season. A lot of BattleBots names from last season. A lot of RoboGames regulars. A lot of RoboGames regulars, and even a King of Bots competitor, assuming that they are still on the show up. I was on one of the Discord servers regular this morning, and someone that is pretty savvy with the King of Bots community said that as far as he knows, Broken Blade still trying to show up. But let's talk about this fight. Starting off with Broken Blade, taking on White Rabbit, a.k.a. Malice, in the first round. Hopefully this is the fight that kicks off this entire tournament. No picture of White Rabbit here. I'm sorry? Is Broken Knife Swiss? What? This is news to me. I guess they're Swiss now. Maybe the guy moved countries. I don't know. That's definitely not a Chinese flag, though. So maybe they're Swiss Chinese representing both the nations. This is news to me. Maybe it's the Tonga flag. I don't fucking know. Broken Knife versus Malice, though. Horizontal spinner. Not in the same vein as Malice versus, Rotator versus Bloodsport, which we saw a few days ago. A little bit different here. You got to go with the veteran team, Malice, in a situation like that, even though weapon reliability, like we discussed on the Robot Combat Tonight a few hours ago, weapon reliability is still a big question with Malice. Are we going to get the Malice that seemingly just doesn't die at Destructathon, or are we going to get the Malice that we see at BattleBots this year, which seemingly can't make it more than 3 hits without that weapon dying? Is this going to be a 350-pound issue, or is this a new robot issue? We'll have to see how it goes. The winner of that will be taking on Slammo from Craig Danby. They need a bounce-back year. And I bet Craig Danby is stoked. When this bracket was originally released, Craig Danby was taking on Riptide round 1 with Slammo. I felt horrible. They're going to have a little bit of a better chance against a horizontal spinner in round 1. In fact, Slammo versus Malice would be a rematch from BattleBots Champions. That would be very exciting to see. King Crab, the next robot we got to talk about here, Defender in BattleBots 2021. That's now rocking the all-red livery. Jason Vasquez is back on the robot. Their NHRL is their main sponsor. This guy looks exciting. You know, and RoboGames love their control bots. They love the control bot rules, and the King Crab's going to have a chance to go far in this tournament, maybe even beat the big target here, Riptide. Moving on down the list, we talked about it in Robot Combat Tonight, and we're going to have a news post as soon as this live stream ends on all of our social medias. Pain Train has pulled out of the event. Pain Train, Blackbird, and Shredder Bro have all pulled out of the event. We discussed it on Robot Combat Tonight at the end of the video. It's really unfortunate because I was certainly pulling for all of my Team Shredded, Robots Are in My Life guys to go far. And you know what? While we're here, guys, let's do it. Robots Are in My Life. Yes, Robots Are in My Life. The Combot Collective is sponsored today and sponsored every day by RobotsRuinMyLife.com. They are the merchandise provider for numerous robot combat teams on the East Coast, as you see right here. Omega Team, Team Shredded, robots like Ripperoni, P1, Starchild, Shredded Bro, NHRL robots like Wake and Bake, the original 3-pound Shredded Bro, the original Starchild, Blackbird, like I mentioned. Shouts to Blackbird. Here's that Blackbird piece. Shouts to you, Tony D'Ambrosio. I love you, man. You know, amazing stuff that you can buy here. Pizza boxes, poker chips, t-shirts, even merchandise, tote bags. Plenty of awesome swag, awesome merch. The Robots Ruin My Life logo line, which they do with their t-shirts and their bags. It looks fantastic. There's plenty of amazing stuff for the cop. Plenty of amazing stuff for you guys to cop. We have the link to robotsruinmylife.com in the description right now below the ROBOGAMES bracket, which you can check out with me. Hopefully you guys take a peek at that. They are awesome sponsors, awesome partners for us. And speaking of them, we will be starting our 4th giveaway probably tomorrow during our Robot Combat Tonight recording. Hopefully we can get Porinog and Mantine on for that one. Now let's go back to me here. There we go. Continue our discussion on RoboGames bracket. So yes, Puck will probably advance past Pain Train, assuming that they still aren't showing up, which I believe they aren't. I don't think anything would change last second. King Crab versus Pain Train in round King Crab versus Puck, I'm sorry, in round 2. All control battle. Should be an easy fight for King Crab. We then got Snakebite, the BattleBots failed applicant. We talked about them once during applicant rundown, representing Texas here. They've already made a buy. NS1 from India also has received a buy. I don't know if we have info on NS1 yet. Let's take a look. No, we don't. We do know what Snakebite is. We don't know if it's a real robot yet. Of course, be wary of a CAD. Snakebite does look pretty cool here, but if you remember Bulldog, I want to say it was, at Robot Ruckus 2021, that robot looked amazing in its CAD, and then when it showed up to Robot Ruckus, it looked like Bad Dog at Home. It was not a good-looking robot. It did all right. I mean, if you could build a heavyweight, let me just get that out of the way. I'm not a backseat builder. If you could build a heavyweight, respecting the world to you. We also have Bullion versus Cinder, Canada versus USA. I don't believe Cinder is anything that we know of. In fact, I'm pretty confident they're going to be a dropout team. But I did actually talk to Mattiator from the Bullion team because he was sharing some info about what the robot is. The machine was still being built less than a week out of the event, so that's a little bit worrying. But it is apparently very similar to Kilowamp. If you know old school BattleBots, it is a classic 2-wheel drive, blocky rammer just built to run you right into those RoboGames spike strips. Mattiator himself said it is very much a Comedy Central throwback design. It is all steel. You know, there's no flashy colors here, no pretty colors, no gimmicks, no Shazam. It's going to be in there, and it just wants to bully robots into the wall. Hopefully we can see them compete. There's not too many Canadian representatives at RoboGames this year. Not as many as you would think. Let's keep moving on, though. The winner of that will take on Terratops, a robot which I've been telling everyone, watch out for. We saw Terratops kick Slamo's ass at BattleBots a few weeks back, almost a couple months back now. They're going to get their first proper shot at an event here, and I am so excited. I bet they go far. I bet we see Terratops go top 8 today. I seriously think so. Double Troll versus Shogun. If you know Samurai, which we've talked about before in the past, what the hell? I thought these guys pulled out. Interesting. So I don't know if these guys are indeed going to be there. Double Trouble looks like it's going to be a double undercutter cluster bot. If they are there, this is going to be the second cluster bot at the event. Taking on a full-on robot like Shogun, though, this is going to be the first time we see Shogun in full combat action. Apparently, they did appear at Vengeance in Vegas, but had an exhibition fight there. But this is the first time we're going to see them fight. Very interesting to see how Boltech Robotics does there. Veterans of Thunder Rats finally making a heavyweight. Oh, boy, here we go. Now we're getting to the good stuff. Now we're getting to the spicy stuff here. Break 32, a.k.a. Riptide, everybody's favorite robot right now. Taking on Padrana, Swamp Thing, the robot which we all expected to be at BattleBots, finally getting to make an appearance inside the RoboGames arena here. I am pretty stoked for this. I was really hoping that this robot would get accepted into BattleBots this year, but like I mentioned in the past, if we're not going to bring old Tombstone in, what's the point having the robot that's the beef is built around? You know what I mean? Maybe after a good performance here, especially now that they brought Jetlag over to Destructathon for a couple fights, maybe they'll turn some heads here. Maybe they'll prove to BattleBots that Piranha is a serious contender. But they got to get past Riptide first. I mean, it's Riptide, dude. We all know what Piranha's bringing. It's a very ankle-biter-esque Where's Ankle Biter? There he is. Very Ankle Biter-esque vertical spinner. Big steep wedge spinner on the front. I don't know if it's going to do anything to Riptide. I think Riptide's going to rip him a new one. Hate to say it. Now moving on forward here, we got Ziggy Jr., a.k.a. Lucky. They placed top 3 at this event, I want to say. No, top 4 at this event in 2018. Taking on Mandamus, a.k.a. Double Jeopardy. Not running the cannon. We talked about it on Robot Combat tonight. I wish they could have informed us sooner because I was so excited about seeing the cannon in action. No, Mandamus is going to be entering this event as a 4-wheel drive wedge. Maybe even still with that little cannon sticking out the front. That might get in the way. As frustrating as it is, as much as we all wanted to see a couple cannon shots during this tournament, this is going to be good for the Woolley brothers. I've been saying for years now on TCC and on other communities, Double Jeopardy has a chance to be, you know, an original Sin-style robot in BattleBots. Of course, you have the cannon fire, but after you shoot that first cannon shot, you know, usually a minute into the fight, you got to be a damn good 4-wheel drive wedge. You got to have good pushing power, good slamming, good finesse, good ability of control, even with that big cannon hole right in the front of your robot, kind of getting in the way of any solid pushes. This is going to be an event where Woolley brothers, they don't have to worry about backing up, trying to aim that cannon, and then fire it before the robot moves. They don't have to worry about that. They just need to drive. They need to drive. They need to put robots into the wall and survive, especially without a Shreemech. No cannon, no Shreemech, and they're taking on a flipper on round 1. That's kind of tough. Let's keep moving on through here. Banana Runt versus Anti-Homogeny. Of course, Banana Runt, big deal on BattleBots, using the Banana Runt nickname here, the nickname which it won Robot Ruckus with. I think that they should just stick with the Banana Runt gimmick. I think it's just a more fun design, more fun name, personally. I love the yellow. It just pops. Very curious to see if they will be running the vertical spinner for this event. You have to imagine they will be. It is full combat compared to Robot Ruckus, where they had to do only lifter. I think they will run it. We'll see how it goes. I would love to see a banana-shaped blade. I believe they have a pickle-shaped blade, so a banana-shaped blade would be kind of neat. We'll see how it goes for them. They're taking on Anti-Homogeny from Team Asbestastar, which has brought us robots like Dagger and the Mouse. Very much filler robots in RoboGames past. Dagger was a very awkward axe bot, which started its axe at the 90-degree angle. It was very bizarre. It went whomp, whomp, whomp. It didn't have that much pop. The Mouse was a very rounded shaped flipper, which I don't believe got a successful flip during all of RoboGames 2016. We'll see how they do here. I think that's an easy win for Banana Runt. They're going to go on to take on Lucky in the next round. That should be an excellent fight. This is an interesting one, though. BattleBots OG teams colliding, and we're talking about a real OG here. Hexa motherfucking Decimator. Excuse my French here, but it is from Team Whoop-Ass, so I think it's fair to say that. It's Hexa Decimator. I love it. This is why I love RoboGames. I mean, Hexa Decimator did appear at RoboGames 2018, so this isn't that crazy of a surprise. But if you're an old school BattleBots head, you know Hexa Decimator. This robot made Final 4 at BattleBots 2000 and BattleBots Season 3, I want to say, of the Comedy Central days. It was probably one of the first signature flippers of the heavyweight class in the U.S. Everybody knows machines like Toro and the Matador from the Comedy Central days, but one season before the Matador, there was Hexa Decimator, and Hexa Decimator was taking out robots left and right. No Shredderator at this event. I bet Team Logicom's happy they don't have to take on that old foe. Instead, they will be taking on Hardcore Robotics, Ray Billings, with the much anticipated Stink Eye. It is a tombstone chassis with a big old vertical spinner stuck on the front. It's probably going to be pretty brutal, I'm not going to lie, taking on a machine which likely hasn't seen too many upgrades since RoboGames 2018 in HexED. I'm going to put all my hope, all my love, all my support into HexED to go far into this tournament. We had a very fun match in 2018 between HexED and Lucky. Old school flipper from the US taking on a new school flipper from Canada. That was a dream match. Hopefully we can see a rematch, HexED versus Lucky, maybe with less wall shenanigans. I would love it. We'll see how it goes. Let's keep moving on, though. The winner of that... That's funny. We just talked about Mortician versus Who's Your Daddy in the 120-pound class. We could see Team Hardcore Robotics versus Team RoboMaster in the 250-pound class. If Stink Eye beats Hexy D, it could very well take on the 250-pound version of Who's Your Daddy, Raging Scotsman, a robot which is a mainstay at RoboGames. No flamethrowers this year, sadly, so they won't be able to bust out the flames like they usually do. But they are taking on a robot I am very intrigued in Manta. If you haven't seen this robot yet, let's go ahead and run over to our Instagram. Maybe we can find some info on Manta. Oh, look at that. Terratops ready for RoboGames right there. That's exciting to see. It looks like they're bringing 2 fully prepared Terratops to this event. I am so excited. I hope they're bringing the ribcage as well, because they're probably going to need it against a lot of very solid robots at this event. Let's keep scrolling down here, see what else we have. Not RoboGames related, but Tectonic looks phenomenal. I am so excited to see that robot fight. It turned a lot of heads last year. There's a shot of the RoboGames arena being set up. There is, where were they? There's Team Pain Train. Unfortunately, won't be at RoboGames. There is Malice, rocking the white rabbit livery. Pits apparently don't open until 10 a.m. What? Pits don't open until 10 a.m.? When's this event starting? I know we have no one in the chat really right now. Maybe we have. Maybe it just hasn't updated. Yep, no, nobody in the chat. Boomer, dude. I don't know. Does anybody know when the stream begins? That's a genuine question. It's because we're still far away from 10 a.m. Eastern time. I'm sorry, California time. It's barely 10 a.m. here in Texas, so are we really still 2 hours away from this thing starting? I thought this was going to be a pretty early starting event, quite frankly. So maybe we won't maybe we won't go until RoboGames kicks off. We may just go until we don't have much to talk about here. What? You're kidding me, right? I'm sorry. I'm just seeing these things as they come along. Maelstrom confirmed for RoboGames 2000 and not RoboGames. I wish that would be sick. Extreme Robots this season. Keep an eye out for that robot on the TCC overall rankings. But here we go. Let's get back to our RoboGames look here. Of course, Team Uriah with Mono Duck, the mascot. They're in the pits. I mean, they said pits ain't open yet, but I'm seeing a lot of pits pictures here, so I don't know what's right and what's wrong here. Here's another picture of King Crab from Team Fast Electric Robotics. And this guy right here, we didn't know this dude was going to be involved, but we might need to take an eye on that robot. Just some more pictures of them building the robot, getting it all set up here. I really do love that red. I wish they went for more of the natural crab red, which was kind of shown off in the renders. But that red really does pop out. Looks very good. Can't wait to see it in action. Who's this dude? Oh, he's heading to RoboGames. Okay. Good for you, buddy. Have fun. I'm jealous. I have to watch from afar here at this little house, but oh man, still so excited. All right, this is I completely forgot what we were even doing here. Let's look up Team Tonto and look at the picture of Drago here. Or I'm sorry, Manta. I keep calling it Drago. Manta. There we go. This is the robot we're talking about here. As I mentioned, very similar to a Poison Arrow. Oh, here we go. Thanks, Mike and Pony, for your responses. 12:30 Pacific time. Oh my goodness, I started this way early. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind for the next couple of streams. I might make a post on the Instagram and the Facebook and everything today saying, hey, I'm not getting up at 9 a.m. for these next 2 streams. I'm sorry. So I'll probably do these streams, I don't know, it's maybe 10 or 11 next couple of days. We'll see. But we have a lot to talk about here today, so it's good that maybe we have this extra time to chat about it. But yes, here we are. Manta, 4-wheel drive, vertical spinning weapon, drum, full-on drum, in fact. Kind of similar to Fluffy Day Large, Will Bale's old vertical spinner drum bot that he had before BattleBots. The thing looks insane. I imagine it's crazy compact. I hope they can get the paint job done because this right here looks sexy. I love the Manta livery. I love the logo. I don't love the name. I feel like this is like what, the third or fourth Manta we've had in the heavyweight class since the sport began. We've had, of course, Manta, the heavyweight. We talked about them pretty much last year, competing at Extreme Robots Live for Team Shock. You have Manta going back to the old school Robot Wars days in the USA. Robot Wars Extreme Warriors with a repainted critical mass. The robot looks damn good here. Hopefully, we get to see it go far. Maybe a proper threat to Whiplash. Riptide at this event. They have to get past Raging Scotsman first. I mean, any combination of these four robots colliding could be for a lot of fun. But let's keep moving on here. Ice Wave. That's right, Ice Wave. Ice, baby. It is back. It is not at BattleBots. We've talked about it plenty this year. From RoboGames videos to BattleBots videos to live streams to even Robot Combat tonight. A couple hours ago, Ice Wave was denied entry into BattleBots 2022, which seems stupid to me. I think personally, and I've said this before, I think personally, if you are a robot which qualified for that year's playoffs, the top 32 should get an automatic pass to the following season. I don't care how exciting or how boring they are. Ice Wave has been here since 2015. They have not missed a season. I mean, technically, they haven't missed a season because in 2019 they were at the All-Star event, and in 2020 they were at Bounty Hunters. This is the first time they've just straight up missed it, and Mark DeVitz, I know he's not happy about it. They could have been, same group as Captain Shredderator, Witch Doctor, Hypershock as robots which have never missed a BattleBots season. BattleBots said, nope, I don't think so. It's very unfortunate, but hopefully they can put on their revenge dress here and have a pretty good showing. Bad news for Ice Wave is they have to take on the robot which fucking knocked them out of the playoffs at BattleBots 2022. Yes, Whomper. We talked about it so much in our past videos. What is Whomper going to be? Is Fast Electric Robotics making a horizontal spinner for a heavyweight class? Is it going to be pink? Is Matthew Vasquez going to drive it? Well, yes, it is pink. And yes, Matthew Vasquez is driving it. But it ain't no horizontal spinner. In fact, it may win this whole damn thing because it broke news this morning that, where is it? Oh, well, I know where I can find it. Let's see here. I was talking about it in one of my other servers today. I believe it was this one. Robots. There we go, sorry. A couple of people were like trying to figure out the time as well, so help them out. This is what I'm looking at here though. Take a peek at this. I think we all know who this is. It's pink. It's driven by Matthew Vasquez. Who the fuck's Daniel Vasquez? Matthew Vasquez coming up with Vasquez Brothers now. But that ain't no horizontal spinner. That's freaking Whiplash. Whiplash, who started off this iconic run at RoboGames 2017 where it placed third. Took that momentum, brought itself to BattleBots under the name Whiplash, and has been unstoppable ever since. Has had a pretty rough year this year, 1-2 right now. I believe it sits somewhere in the 50s on the TCC overall rankings. This could be a chance for them to bounce back though. 5 straight wins here, even if they go like, 4-2 with a few KOs, get them out of that hole that, other robots like Ribot are in, so they can go up in the rankings a little bit. The pink looks phenomenal. I hope that they do have a spinner, because it looks like in this setup, it's just the lifter. Hopefully that's not the only thing they're doing. We'll have to see how it goes down. I'm very excited, though. We need a lot. We need robots to be able to bring it to the top contenders here, Original Sin and Riptide. And there's no better way than having Whiplash, one of the best robots in the world, period, with the best driver in the world, period, in the field. It's going to be exciting. Not exciting, though, for Mark DeVitz, who, like I said, faced Whiplash in the very first round of the 2021 playoffs. Got knocked out almost immediately when they got flipped over. It's happening again, Mark. I'm sorry, buddy. It's happening again. Moving on forward here, Extinguisher is in the bracket, but I believe this is a pullout. I believe John Flack said on Facebook that there was a bit of a communication error. John Flack was originally on the wait list for the tournament, was taken off the wait list and put into the main field, but apparently he was never informed of this. I know that automated emails sometimes go awry. Sometimes people don't get them. Organizer David Calkins was kind of just like, sorry, dude, which seemed kind of, to me, not the best way to respond to it, but I get, yeah, but he has a lot on his plate right now, so, I mean, there's not much he can do about it now, you know? It's not like he can just charter Extinguisher over there with his goofy siren. So I'm guessing CB87, assuming that it is a real robot, this is another one of those machines I'm not convinced is actually a real thing. Hopefully it's there. They'll get a bypass and they get to take on Whiplash. Otherwise, looks like whoever wins this gets to coast pretty deep into the tournament without having to do much. Another robot which I don't know much about actually being there is the Emperor from Penguin Combat Robotics. Kind of funny. We had a friend of the Combot Collective, Team Penguin Robotics, Adam from Ohio, appear at one of our past Amidst the Havoc episodes or after the Havoc episodes. And what just happened? Yeah. And he's from Ohio, but this is not his robot. There just happens to be another Ohio-based team called Team Penguin Robotics. Because when I asked him, I was like, you have a heavyweight, dude? He was like, no, I don't have a heavyweight. What's this? He was like, someone took my name. I found that funny. Hopefully they're there. I wouldn't count on it, but if they are there, they got to take on who, in my opinion, is the best heavyweight cluster bot in the world today. A robot that I wish BattleBots would bring over. We know that they were planning to make Hack and Slash happen at BattleBots 2020 before COVID happened. And that would have been so sick. I mean, Hack and Slash was essentially going to be Burn, the blue one. No, Burn is not the orange one. It's a common misconception. Burn, the blue one, was going to have an undercutter. Crash, the orange one, was going to have a lifting lance, and they were going to be chained together by a large chain. It was a very fun concept. It would have been sick to see in action. We didn't get to see it this time at we didn't get to see it at BattleBots. Maybe one day. I can only pray. Another Canadian representative here alongside Lucky, alongside Bullion. If they want to get a medal, this is their best opportunity here. The heavyweight class, Crash and Burn has picked up some huge wins in the past over machines like Last Rites and Megabyte. They are two spinner-killing wedges, and as long as they can take on some big spinners, they may very well end up being a winner. We've seen them compete at sportsman events in the past. They represented Canada at Robot Ruckus 2019. A very international event, surprisingly enough. New Zealand team was at that one as well. Didn't do too well against the sportsman field. I believe they went 1-2 at that event. Let's keep moving forward, though. You got to think Crash and Burn is going to win this. This is going to be a fun one. Chaos 3, the builder of Chaos 3, has recently seen our channel here, the Combot Collective. Left us a very nice comment. If you're watching this right now, 1, best of luck. 2, hope everything's working. 3, thank you for the love and support. You're awesome. And hopefully you can rip apart a sofa for your first fight. LazyBot from Team Tiki. I know that Chewy rubs a lot of people wrong in the community. He is a very polarizing figure. But god damn it, does he not make some fun robots? I mean, Mini Fridge was sick. The Butterbot from a few Robot Games back was sick. We've seen this guy turn a coffin into a robot, a doghouse into a robot, a TV into a robot. Now we're likely going to see a recliner enter the Robot Games arena. There's going to be fluff and foam everywhere. It's going to get utterly ripped apart. It's going to be beautiful. Hopefully. I don't know what's going on with Chaos 3's weapon this year. If you know Chaos from Robot Games 2015, 2016, or it was 2016, 2017, it was one of the two. Classic four-wheel drive vertical spinner. Might have even been a two-wheel drive vertical spinner for one of those events. Never really had much pop in its weapon. In fact, let's go ahead and see if we can find a... see if we can go ahead and find a fight of this robot to pull up here. Here we go. Taking on a robot I'm surprised is not at this event this year, Prometheus. Prometheus, usually another mainstay at RoboGames. Shout out to BattleBots Boy, by the way. Rest in peace, man. We love you. Yeah, you can kind of see here. 4-wheel drive, 2 wedges up front. Obviously, that in this fight here in 2017, that vertical spinner isn't going to exactly set the world on fire. I mean, look at it. It's not even really popping them much here. But, to be fair, from this CAD, looks like this machine's a lot better. And I mean, it's been 5 years since the last RoboGame, so the team has had plenty of time to prepare, plenty of time to build a robot that could potentially do a lot in this tournament. They got Crash and Burn, and then they're going to have to take on one of these 3 robots, and that's going to be pretty tough. Megabyte is on the bracket, but I believe they have pulled out, kind of like Extinguisher. I'm not sure why they're still here. Cataclysm, a.k.a. Mad Catter from BattleBots. Calvin Eba will be behind the wheel. It's going to be doing some serious damage. It's going to be a championship contender, definitely a medal contender, coming from Team Bad Kitty, who has quite a few robots at this event. Even the autonomous class, we'll talk about that in a little bit. It's going to be a solid fight if Megabyte's there, it will be a solid fight, but I don't think they are. From everything we've heard about Robotic Death Company, unless David Calkins knows something we don't. Cataclysm versus Megabyte. Got to give Cataclysm the bye there until we hear something else. And fittingly enough, the last robot to talk about here is Original Sin, Mr. RoboGames itself. I've said it plenty of times in the past. In my opinion, the greatest combat robot of all time, Original Sin. No picture, surprisingly. This is going to be a very interesting matchup, though. Another Texas representative in Warhard coming from Houston. I like Warhard a lot. I don't really know what's going to be showing up here, though. If you were following Robotica last year, you would know that the team showed up with a machine named Pneumatic for Robotica. It was a 4-wheel drive flipper. Had a little bit of pop. Wasn't the best, though. I believe it went 2 and 3, maybe 3 and 2 in its field, just sort of middle of the pack. I hope we get to see Pneumatic here under the name Warhard. Or it could just be War Easy, a 4-wheel drive vertical spinner. Or maybe it's a brand new robot from the team. We do know that the guys from Houston compete a ton. They were at Robotica. They're always at NHRL events. They travel a ton. They are very serious about being a very serious team. And I mean, kudos to them, because their first ever event period was BattleBots 2020 with a heavyweight, a beautiful heavyweight, but a heavyweight that got tore apart in all of its fights. Only won once, I believe, against Axolotl in a very awkward fight. Haven't really made too much waves since, outside of, NHRL with Warhard. But even then, it's very on and off. One time, one event, we'll see Warhard place top 16, top 8. Next event, we'll see Warhard go 0-2. It's going to be hard taking on Original Sin, though. Original Sin, as I mentioned, one of the greatest, if not the greatest robots of all time. 12 major championships. Yes, that's right. 12 major championships. Not 10, not 11, not 14, 12 major championships. And that could easily become 13 after this event. I mean, let's just pull it up right here. Just like with Federal MT, we have some stats here on Original Sin. And you thought, look, we have 6 events to call over for Federal MT. Look at them all with Original Sin. And this doesn't even factor Combot's Cup, where it has won 4 of those as well, on top of the 8 RoboGames championships here. And yes, let's run them down. They have only missed the top 3 twice during that weird lull they had in 2011, 2010. Yes, RoboGames 2006, their debut, going all the way back. I mean, geez, only 4 years separated from Comedy Central BattleBots. 5-0. Won its first championship. Showed up the next year, only went 2-2 with the bronze, and then 2 straight golds in 2008, 2009. Had that wonky 2010, 2011, which is actually when I discovered Original Sin. I'm sure, like many of you guys, I first saw Original Sin during Killer Robots, the 2011 Discovery Science Special. I did not think that Original Sin was too hot. Only realized the following year that, yes, Original Sin is, in fact, that good. In fact, it's incredibly good. 2 golds in 2012, 2013, 2015. They got beat out by Toro Maximus, who was fresh off their STEMTech Olympiad Championship. They were about to become a BattleBots team. They were running pretty hot. Lost to Toro Maximus twice that year. And then ever since then, 2016, 2017, 2018, I believe in the last 3 years they have only lost once to Gruff in a very close decision. They're untouchable. They're damn near untouchable. They are the three-time defending champion entering this tournament. I mean, Federal MT, one-time defending champion. I mean, they are a three-time champion, but only one straight. 3 straight. It's insane. I mean, at the bottom right here, 58 wins and 9 losses. They have yet to take a 10th loss inside a RoboGames event. It is insane. 8 championships. 8 freaking championships. I mean, everyone's over here like, a lot of the casual fans, a lot of the BattleBots fans are like, oh man, this is Riptide's event. This is Riptide's event. There's no one here that can contest him. Free shipping. I'm not free shipping. Jeez, I'm so sorry. I did the BattleBots thing there. Original Sin can contest them. 4-wheel drive. Big Wedge. RoboGames loves, and I mean loves, their control criteria. Sometimes a bit too much. I think they're going to win this event. Actually, that's a lie. I think Riptide's going to win. But we'll get to that in a minute. Oh boy, I think I am going to take a pause here. I'm running out of breath. I need to eat something. I haven't ate anything today. I literally got up at I got up at 6 a.m. I started working on graphics until 9 a.m. And then we went live, and we're here right now. So everyone, we got a good bit of time until RoboGames actually happens. So let's all take a break. Let's all take a breather here. We ain't going anywhere. I'll come back in like 5 to 10 minutes after I've ate something and drank a bit. And we'll talk about more predictions. We'll talk about some of the smaller classes, and we'll talk about these international competitors. Very excited. Yes, we have. I'm looking at it right here. We're going to be talking about overall rankings. We're going to be talking about international robots. Yeah, very excited. I'll be back, though. I will be right back. Stay tuned, everybody. We got more RoboGames to talk about. Also, random suggestion. I'm about to let my dog out, so maybe this BRB will take a little bit longer, but if I still have some people here listening, maybe Instagram live during the tournament, during the event itself. Maybe some live reactions from me. I don't know. Just stuff I was thinking about doing. Maybe something fun. Keep an eye out for that. I don't know if I'll do it yet. Very interested to see who's going to be live streaming this event. You know what I mean? Like, who's going to be commentating? There's a 2016 had a pretty shitty commentator. 2017 was the one that had the bad commentary. 2018 was pretty good. Hopefully they go live soon. Seems like we're in for quite some time, though, until they go live. We'll see. We're still BRB. We'll be right back at the Combot Collective. I love you all. All right, sorry for that pause. I'm back. Where am I? There I am. Took a little bit longer than I thought it would. My dog likes to take her sweet time with her business, but that's all good. We're still here. Still plenty of time before ROBOGAMES begins, and if you were looking at Instagram with me just now, you might have seen TCC make a couple of posts, discovered a couple things in my absence. So let's go ahead and check out Tombstoner on Instagram here. Some pictures from Ray Billings. Where'd my mouse go? There it is. Of the event itself. Some fun stuff here. Looks like some robots have arrived. Perfectly safe. First off, here's a good shot of... Oh, helps if y'all can see the... There we go. Hey, Tony D. Good to see you, buddy. Shouts to you, as always. But here we go. Look at Mortician. Very much a nice, short, stubby, chunky version of Tombstone. 120 pounds. I cannot wait to see this thing fight later today. Oh, my goodness. Another good shot of Mortician. Actually, a video of the robot itself. Oh, wait. This is a live stream? Look at old Ray Billings. Oh, there's the rest of his team. Very exciting to see. They gotta get these pits open and get some people in there. I want to see some robots. Mortician, though, looking very nice. And while this plays out, I do want to make note, we do have confirmation that, of course, some robots like Glitch and Black Dragon, two machines that we thought last second would actually be at the event, are indeed not at the event. As we've seen, Black Dragon. Team Uriah is there, but no Black Dragon as far as I can see. There's Lucky. Awesome to see Lucky made it perfectly intact. There's Original Sin. Big time wheels on that robot. Looking good there. Who's that? Is that another Original Sin? Oh, well, I guess it's not that important. Very big pit area. I guess that's one upside to a lot of these teams pulling out is more pits for everybody else, right? A lot of open space. David Calkins even made note about that. It is a shame that we aren't going to be seeing Black Dragon in this event. They would have been a definite championship contender. What is that? Dinner? Breakfast? Important parts? 1 of 3. Maybe all 3 at once. Glitch as well. I had a whole... If you watched Robot Combat Tonight live, the two of you that may have, I had a whole talking segment about Glitch and if ROBOGAMES was going to be a big bounce back event for it. I had to take it out of the YouTube recording because it just made no damn sense because Glitch, from that point forward, was not confirmed. It was confirmed not to be at the event. They had pulled out again. Very unfortunate to see. But some good news is that they did kind of listen to my advice. I mean, obviously they didn't hear it from me directly, but we are finally getting to see UC Berkeley Combat Robotics start to delve into other weight classes. I just made a post on the Instagram story. If you want to check it out, it's the very last post I made. They have a 2-wheel drive vertical spinner. It's either a 3-pounder or a 12-pounder. Looks pretty solid. Very impressed with it. I don't know if it's looped. I don't know if the live stream is looped. I feel like I've seen this. I don't want to miss anything important though. There's a person taking a picture, standing on a table. That's not safe. Okay, it is still playing. I might just leave this on in the background, just take a peek at this with you guys. We have plenty of time to kill here. There's the Lucky paneling. I mean, Lucky just looks so good. I really hope this robot goes far. Ranked number 9 in our TCC overall rankings right now. A top 10 level robot, in my opinion, as it stands right now. Maybe that mystery robot that was in the background, maybe that was... Oh, look, here it is! There's Chaos. We were just talking about Chaos. Kind of a military livery with the star and the navy green. I kind of dig it. I hope they have a good... The bot looks a lot more solid this year. That's for dang sure. There's Uriah. Uriah, always scary. Always menacing. Some great robots. We've already talked plenty to this stream about Federal, MT, and General. They, of course, are also in the smaller classes as well. Beetle weight, fairy weight, ant weight. And there's Manta. Look at that. Looks like the livery did get applied after all. Big time yellow. Almost an egg beater hybrid drum. Looks like right there. I mean, that's just gorgeous, isn't it? Big old banana drum. Now I really want to see that thing fight Banana Run. I guess they let the heavyweight teams come in early, or the veteran teams or something. I'm not sure. Good news is, even though we don't have Black Dragon or Toro Maximus, yeah, see, there's some butt hockey robots. Not really talking too much about Black Dragon today. There's a heavyweight, Puck, Hexy D. Two older names right there. Oh, sorry. Hexadecimator, super exciting to see. Not sure who that is. Oh, Tony D talking about Wormhole. We got to talk a little bit about Wormhole after this live stream on a live stream here. This little video VOD ends. Very nice to see Puck. There's Wolverine. I was talking about Wolverine earlier in the stream. That's what Wolverine looks like. Very much a half the weight of Puck. Big, very horizontal spinner on the front. Doesn't look like it's attached right now, but man, that's a solid looking robot right there. What else you got for us, Ray Billings? What else you recording here? Surprised we didn't see Doom Kid at the event, you know, with Doom on You, since Ray Billings was over there. There's Rayton Scotsman, I just mentioned him. Four-wheel drive, big old wedge on the front. Trying to move up the TCC rankings for this event. If they have a solid event, you know, 4 wins, 2 losses, what's stopping them from being, you know, a top 15 level robot on our rankings come the end of this event? Probably the only event they'll compete in this year. Pretty obvious to say that. Raging Scotsman, not exactly a machine known for competing elsewhere. I think they're capping off the stream right here. No? Yep, there we go. Okay, we saw everything. And yeah, you know, we talked about it a little bit during our Robot Combat Tonight episode. Our boy here, Tony D'Ambrosio, bringing up Wormhole. Everyone, yes, hop on the Wormhole Beetleweight bandwagon. It was revealed to us when we discussed the news on Robot Combat Tonight that Team Shredder Bro was pulling out. That Blackbird spot on the event would be taken over by Wormhole. Let's not use that video because that's an old version of Wormhole. It's gotten much better since then. Where's the video I used during... Yeah, here's the video I used on the Robot Combat Tonight episode. Throw it in here. And yeah, Wormhole. A lot of people know Wormhole, of course, primarily for the loss it had against Mixtape in July, where it just got completely melted in the first round of the tournament. It was really disappointing to see. And even on after Havoc that day, not that day, but that week after the event, you know, I was talking to Tony D'Ambrosio, and he was like, don't let that be, you know, a vision. Don't see that and think, oh man, this is what these guys do. This is what they're about right here. This is not a good robot. No. I mean, you can see he's in the chat right here. It's a great team. You know, they're veterans, but they're still young, wily veterans, you know. They're not a top level team yet, but they're getting there. It's a brutal horizontal. I mean, as you can see in this fight against Bad Posture, a 3-pound axe bot, by the way. We don't see enough axe bots in the 3-pound class. I was pleased to discover this robot. Not the point, though. Bad Posture here literally had a wheel ripped out by Wormhole in this fight. I mean, look at that head. Look at that head. That robot's no joke. They have cleated wheels. Tony D'Ambrosio made that note to me. They had cleated wheels for this event, so grip shouldn't be an issue. The weapon should be hitting the hardest it's ever hit. Like Tony mentioned in the chat here, great team, great people. They certainly deserve to, you know, make some noise during this competition. Hopefully we can see them go far. I feel like not enough people talk about this robot, and, you know, a lot of my buddies seem to think the same thing. Could be a solid robot. Hopefully they can get, you know, the past stigma of the robot that once got torn apart by, or actually not even torn apart, melted by Mixtape, add into the rear view mirror. Very solid performance at RoboGames. Maybe take that momentum into other events at MRCA or, of course, NHRL. Would love to see that. Let's get back to some of the other main field robots here in the big bot arenas. We have Mortician, more pictures of Mortician. What was that thing I was looking for? Yeah, here we are. Just some good pictures of the event. Drivers, teams showing up. You know, Martin Mason, of course, with Mad Catter, Bad Kitty, Cat Kong, all the robots that are at this event. Hanging out here with the guy. He's rocking the 2016 BattleBots shirt. There's Original Sin and Gary Jin. Just realized that those rhyme there together here. I mean, are those bigger wheels on Original Sin? I might be incorrect. It's going to be a tough loss. It's going to be tough, though, to fight, you know, that robot. And here's Team Uriah. Now, I'm pretty sure that isn't Black Dragon back there. I mean, I can't verify it because all the robots are so compact. That's probably General. It's probably not Black Dragon. But that's definitely Hexadecimator. Super, super stoked that this robot's here. I had a feeling they were going to show up. I didn't think they were going to be a random pullout late into the event. That would have sucked. But, nope, here they are. No metal up front, big classic spatula flipping arm. Not really the meta these days, these little short flipping arms. Terratops sitting in the background here. I hope they have the rib cage set up for the actual event. King Crab already at the event as well. We already talked about them. Beautiful shade of red. And there they are. There's the Vasquez brothers themselves, getting some info from Ray Billings himself, getting maybe a couple tips, some wisdom. And there's everybody right there all lined up. We have Bunny. We have the man himself, David Calkins. We have, I want to say that's Rob Farrow in the middle. I might be wrong. Of course, then you got Ray Billings and Zach Lytle. Zach Lytle, present at the event. We know that Bot Pash Parties was going to show up with Rock Lobster, a.k.a. Scorpius, in the main bracket for the heavyweight competition. They did pull out last second. That's heartbreaking, but they seemed pretty determined to bring some small robots to the event for the 1 pound and even the ferryweight class. So maybe we can still see. That's just sweet. Bunny is such an awesome person, such a wholesome heart. Hopefully we can see them still make some noise in the smaller divisions. Here's some other footage here from the Tombstoner himself, Ray Billings, 19 hours ago when they were still setting up the arena. Just a nice wide pan of the venue. And there they are pulling out the Mortician. You know, I'm very curious to see where where Hardcore Robotics and Team Swamp Thing's pit tables are set up. Would be very funny to see if they were right by each other. I hope that's not the case. Might be a little bit awkward. I don't know. Oh boy, I'm very excited for this tournament, guys. We are only a few hours away from the fights kicking off. But I think I've shown you enough footage from Instagram. Let's pull up some more stats here. We haven't pulled up stats in like an hour now. And let's talk about some of the robots. We've already covered the whole veteran field at BattleBots. I'm sorry, at RoboGames now. A lot of BattleBots veterans, not only from this season, of course. We just talked about a bunch of them, but even from last season. Defender, Ice Wave, all there. You know, Extinguisher almost showed up. Shame they couldn't make it. They haven't been at BattleBots since 2020. That could have been a big event for them. But here's the ones I think we all need to look at here. Ice Wave, of course. Before I made this was before I realized that the poor bastard was taking on Whiplash in round 1. That's a real tough break. Last year, they were ranked number 83 out of a couple hundred on our TCC overall ranking. Somewhere smack dab in the middle. Respectable 2-1 season. Had a pretty bad BattleBots playoffs. Like I mentioned, knocked out really quickly by Whiplash. And then at BattleBots Champions, it was more the same. Very tough year for them, even though they did make the playoffs. Of course, we also have Big Dill, who is ranked number 61 out of 62. The only robot ranked lower than them right now in our rankings is Glitch. I'm sure that's going to change. We are going to have a lot of robots fight, you know, quite a few times during this event, and they're going to plummet pretty big time. If they go 0-2, take a couple of knockout losses, -16. Big Dill will probably move up a little bit here. They're either going to move up or they're going to tank. We are going to see them become the definitive 62 out of 62 ranked robot if they say go 1-2 with a JD win and a couple knockout losses. That would be bad for them. But alternatively, and what I'm expecting to happen here, assuming that they have the spinner, is they probably will go 2-2, or maybe even 3-2. Make a good run out of it. Emmanuel Carrillo, fantastic driver, very underrated. I mean, we saw what he did at Robot Ruckus. We've seen what he's been doing at BattleBots this year. It's definitely felt more like the robot letting him down than him letting down the robot in his matches. Because, I mean, geez, the fight against Scorpius, they were winning that fight. No bones about it. And same with the Western Allied Civil War, Big Dill versus Mad Catter. What a banger fight that was. Big Dill almost had it at various points. We'll see how it goes. We also have Terratops, of course, like I mentioned. Only one fight inside the battle box under its career right now where it defeated Slammo, the veteran machine, a former BattleBots playoff contender in itself, by knockout pretty convincingly. Only took half a fight, flipped him over, knocked him out. Very skeptic I was about their strategy to lift robots up and strike the underside. But as I mentioned in that first fight, they pulled out the strategy which they've been talking so much about twice within the first 30 seconds. So I'm going to shut up about them. They keep proving me wrong. They keep showing me, hey, we're Terratops. We're a real deal. The crowdfunding worked. We have the robot here. Ben Burton's an awesome guy. They're all awesome people. I mean, I guess if you want to consider Terratops a UK representative, you could. But they seem to be firmly looking at themselves as USA representatives. So, yeah, you know how it goes. Lastly, of course, Riptide. Oh, boy. I mean, you know, in our first episode of Robot Combat tonight, we were going to take a lot of time to talk about, you know, what's going on here with Riptide and the Shredderator situation and sportsmanship and all that. But I felt like that was going to be a better discussion to do when we had a bunch of the cast here, like Pori and Mantine. So I said, let's hold off on that. We'll do that one at a later date. We'll probably do that one tomorrow, in fact, if we can get some of the co-hosts on for that. They are ranked number 2 right now on the Combot Collective. 3 straight knockouts, of course. They embarrassed Glitch. They took out Mad Catter. And then they utterly obliterated Shredderator. God bless Team Logicom. That was an absolute disaster. They're ranked number 2. But I gotta say, man, David Calkins, he is he's got a short fuse. You don't want to do none of that Riptide bullcrap because BattleBots in this ain't BattleBots in Discovery. They ain't gonna ham it up for the TV so they can get them ratings. No, David Calkins is all business. And if Riptide, and I don't care how into it and how sorry Ethan is, if that dude strikes a robot once after a tap out, and I say this like I know the guy. I've never met David Calkins. I've just seen how he is in the community, and have heard other accounts. He's not gonna put up with that shit. He's gonna throw them the hell out of there. He's going to get them out of the event. I'm not saying he's going to kick them out literally, but I'd be shocked if they aren't DQ'd, you know? So this is going to be big for Team Break 32. All the teams there except Sid, of course. So they're going to be loaded up. They probably have multiple robots prepared. They're probably going to go far to the tournament. They probably are going to take a medal home. In fact, when I get to my predictions, you'll see I have them winning this event. We'll see. I'm going to be cheering for other robots, quite frankly. Personally, like I always say, I'm a non-biased journalist. It's a damn good robot, one of the best in the world, but the team is just, they don't rub me the right way. I've been honest enough to at least admit that. But yeah, there's 4 BattleBots veterans making their RoboGames debut. I wanted to highlight them here, and we'll probably come back to this graphic over the next few days, see how these 4 robots are doing, because in my opinion, these are the 4 that I would say watch out for. We have a robot which has, you know, done some great things in the past at live events in Big Dill. A California robot which is, in its only fight so far, really turned some heads in Terratops. A top 32 robot last year which got rejected, looking for revenge in Ice Wave. And of course, arguably the best robot in the world, the most polarizing robot in the world. Probably our gold medal winner, at least a top 3 in my opinion, Riptide. They're all right here. And just keep an eye out for these robots. They're going to be fascinating to see how they do this year. Gonna pull up the medal count here one more time. All these robots representing the USA, I do believe. Yep. I guess you could make an argument that maybe you can give half the medal to England if Terratops wins. But Terratops, as good as it is, I don't think it's a championship level robot yet. They're probably going to discover some gremlins about this machine that we don't know about yet. I mean, to be fair, the matchup against Slammo was a fight where they weren't exactly tested, to be quite honest. I mean, I love Slammo, but... Oh, Tony D. You want to make a wager they don't? Was Riptide winning? You know, I'm all about a good wager. Tony, let me get off the road. I think I'm still on the medal count here. Let me go to let me get a solo for this one. Let me go to this, yeah. Make a wager for them winning, huh? I like Riptide's chances to win it. I really do. I mean, you look at the field right now, who realistically can stop them outside of Whiplash and Original Sin? Maybe in a different scenario, we could see Mad Catter, you know, bounce back, take that victory back. I would certainly love to see it. They, not any other robots. It originally looked like a lot of the robots, like Black Dragon and Glitch, former Riptide challengers, were going to be in this field. Doesn't seem like the case right now, Air Tony. I will say this. I like the idea of a wager, but I will not take it. Just because I too want to see Riptide lose. So I don't want to celebrate Riptide losing. Oh no, that's a bad way to put it. Let me not say it like that. I shouldn't say it like that. I don't want to, you know, be like, oh cool, the better robot lost, and then be like, well crap, now I gotta give my homeboy some money. You know, I lose either way there. So I don't know. I do hope Riptide loses. I hate to say that because it sounds so ugly, but that team needs to be humbled. They need to get a little bit of respect. I don't know how else to put it there. Toast Ghost, I see you. Let me throw this into the chat right here, right now, before I forget. And for everybody else, here is the live stream to RoboGames. Bada bing, bada boom. So check that out. You know, they ain't going live anytime soon. Looks like we're still, geez, 3, maybe 4 hours out from them going live. Jeez. So we got some time until then. But, yeah, I mean, looking at this field here, Original Sin's a good pick. Mad Catter's a good pick. Crash and Burn, maybe. Maybe Crash and Burn. We've seen them shock some robots in the past, like Tombstone and Megabyte. Whomper, of course. Raging Scotsman, like Whiplash. I already mentioned a robot which may beat them. Here's 2 that might be able to beat them. Raging Scotsman. I already mentioned it before. Very, very, very much a control favoring judges' decision criteria, at least in the past of RoboGames. So Raging Scotsman may be a shot to beat them. Manta may be a shot to beat them if that robot ends up being the real deal, as brutal as we all think it will be. Maybe an outside shot for Banana Runt if they can drive a perfect fight. Looking at everyone else, though, I mean, yeah, King Crab has technically beat Riptide in the past, going back to 2021. Are they going to do it again, though? I don't know if they would have the chance to do it again. You know, the upper deck really helped them in that instance. Slammo, probably not. I'm pretty sure that Craig Danby's just happy that he's not on that side of the bracket anymore. We'll have to see how it goes. But, you know, we're getting closer to the end of the stream here. I still haven't ate, so I probably need to get eaten here pretty soon. We'll probably wrap it up around 11:30. So let's go ahead and look at some other final things here. We were talking about China earlier, before we get to our predictions here. We were talking about China earlier, India, some of these Asian nations, and Japan. So let's take a look at this wing right here. Of course, everyone's going to be talking about the British robots, the Canadian robots, of course, the Brazilian robots, the American robots. So what about some of these other robots from other nations, which may not be as talked about? We're going to first take a look here at Broken Knife from the 250-pound class. At least it's still signed up for it. We talked about it earlier in the stream from Zhao Li. Maybe it's representing China. Maybe it's representing Switzerland. Who knows? I don't know. I just hope the robot's there. It's a classic Tomb clone. And if you recognize the robot, you've probably watched a little bit of King of Bots. This robot did compete at King of Bots too. I want to say it did respectfully. While I'm right here, let me go ahead and pull up a little bit of info on the machine. Source over to the trusty old King of Bots wiki. have it under a different name? I know that sometimes with the translations, these names can be a little bit confusing. Like, I have it listed as Broken Knife. I thought it was called Cracked Sword, and then apparently it's not, but it also is called Cracked Sword. Yeah, here we go. This is the picture of the robot. So, Broken Knife, Cracked Sword, whatever the heck this robot's called. It is representing China and Switzerland, apparently. And yeah, let's look at the history. Oh god, Fandom's website sucks. I'm sure anyone there who's ever used a BattleBots wiki or Robot Wars wiki page knows that, but looking at its record right here, I'll go ahead and switch over to the main overlay again. Jeez. You know, they defeated Po Fang in the first fight, which is, of course, was a robot which was Final 2 at ClashBots in 2018, so that was a pretty big win. Lost to Switch, a very solid robot there. Managed to defeat Button Lee, Little King Long, and Tank. Not the most impressive robots there. Little King Long was a two-wheel drive drum. Tank was a lifter. Button Lee was from the same team as Smee. Two big wheels, chain vertical spinner. Lost a fight against Megabyte. I believe Megabyte actually was the team that helped them organize appearing at this event. So it's a shame we couldn't see them fight each other. That would have been fun. Had a no contest against Deep Sea Shark and Thunder. Two very solid robots from that season, the King of Bots. Teamed up with Mist Lion. I don't remember too much about that machine. And then finally, in its very last fight that we saw in episode 11, took on the eventual MVP and winner of the event, Vulcan, a.k.a. Apollo, a.k.a. Orion. Lost that fight. So overall, I mean, 2 and 3 with one no contest. Not a terrible record. They've picked up some victories against robots like Po Fang and even won a melee. Maybe they will surprise some people in the matchup against... I'm sorry you had to see that, Anthony. Maybe they will surprise some people in the matchup against Malice to kick off the event. I would certainly love to see it. But let's go back to our graphic here, talking about international competitors. Very excited for Broken Knife. And I already talked a little bit about Maharana as well from Team Xenon. As I mentioned, Team Xenon, probably one of the more underrated Indian teams. These guys have plenty of championships from events like Hell in a Cell, RoboWar, of course, IIT Tech Fest, and Maharana, probably their best robot, their signature robot. If you've watched Indian robot combat videos before in the past, hopefully in safe arenas, you have probably watched Maharana compete. I mean, I know a lot of robots look like that in India, but this machine, it packs a punch, has surprising reliability, but it's only ever really fought Indian machines. You know, it has a little bit of history against Brazilian robots, ones that come over across the pond for those IIT Tech Fest events. But outside of that, first time in the USA, very intrigued to see how they do. We also have from Mexico, not really the most obscure nation in terms of robot combat, nor is India really, but we have Rusty Cage. I could have sworn they had a few more robots signed up for this event coming from Mexico, but Rusty Cage was the only one I could find when I was looking at the brackets today. It is a classic four-wheel drive drum bot, a bit more like the style of drum bot you'd see in 2005. Definitely a bit of an archaically built machine. Don't expect this machine to go too far, but hey, representation is still big, and you know that these guys are going to be proudly representing the Mexican flag. I mean, even on the robot, we still got, you know, a strip of green and a strip of red representing there. They come from Sociedad de Robotica, which is a group I have not heard of before in the past. Maybe it's a new college group. Maybe it's a group that only competes in Mexico. I don't really get too much of a chance to look at what goes on in Mexico in terms of events. Not too much if I remember correctly. Like I said, kind of reminds me of a machine you'd see on Robot Power in South Korea back in the day. Not the most exciting looking robot. That drum leaves a lot to be desired. Probably going to go 0-2, but watch out for Rusty Cage. May turn some heads. When the Mexican fans and Mexican competitors do well, they celebrate like the Brazilians. So if this robot can pull off some upsets, camera team at RoboGames, you better have some cameras on that crew. I want to see them celebrate. But man, oh man, if there is one thing I've been wanting to talk about for this event, it is S326 Fucks. I really don't think that's how you pronounce that. I am not going to say fucks every time I bring up this robot. I'm going to say Fuchs. Let's say Fuchs. because it's like Fukuoka. Fukuoka, that's the city. Had a brain fart there. S326 Fuchs. They come from Japan. In fact, the team is literally called Team Japan. Merely making a note here, they are indeed the sole robot from Japan. Only in this event, the sole robot in Japan, period. This team has brought 3 robots to the event. One is a 2-wheel drive, and we brought this up on Robot Combat tonight, if you haven't checked that out. One is a 2-wheel drive Wedgebot, very much similar to, the AI-controlled sumo robots you've seen before over there. And then we have S326 Fuchs and Clone, which is literally, as the name applies, a 1-to-1 replica of S326 Fuchs. Just look at this robot. It's a 1-pounder, but this machine, assuming it does look like this, big-time shades of Team Orbi Blade from South Korea. A team that came out of nowhere onto the scene and from the get-go was building amazing, beautiful robots. And just look at this thing. It is a 1-pound whiplash. It is so intricate. That weapon looks beautiful. The arm looks beautiful. It has some little forks. It looks amazing. I want to see this robot do good. I want to be able, when we do our final live stream for RoboGames on Saturday nights, I want to be able to pull up the medal count like this and be like, hey, check out that silver medal or check out that bronze medal that Japan has. Shout out to those guys. I really would love to see that happen. Will it happen? I don't know. We don't even know if the team is there yet. As you can see, kind of in that very, very bottom corner of the screen, as I always say, subject to change without reason with RoboGames, because this stuff it changes day by day. We went from Glitch not being in the event to Glitch being in the event to Glitch not being in the event this week. Same with Black Dragon. You really don't know what's going to happen, but I do know one thing. I am excited for Team Japan 2023. I am excited for the Pusher. I am excited for Clone. I am excited for S326 here. I want to see these guys do good. This is the first time we've seen a Japanese team says Ninja General at King of Bots, talking about King of Bots again there. And if you want to go before that, you have to go all the way back to 2000. BattleBots 2.0 World Championship in Las Vegas. Iron Eagle, which was a 4-wheel drive Wedgebot from Japan, also competed at that event. Iron Eagle doesn't get enough talk, enough praise. That was a cool little robot there. But yeah, there we go. There's 4 unrepresented nations that have not too many robots competing in this event. Very surprised that Mexico and India don't have more robots, to be honest. I'm just glad to see China and Japan be represented. I believe this is the first time Japan has ever brought a combat robot to RoboGames. Japan is usually at RoboGames, I will make that clear, but usually we'll see them, doing those AI sumo fights or the humanoid robots. The various other competitions which happen at RoboGames. Broken Knife, not the first Chinese combat robots. If you want to go all the way back to the 2017, maybe 2018 RoboGames it was. Railgun, the original Railgun, not Railgun Max, but Hyper Railgun, came to RoboGames 2017 or 2018, captained by Tony Chong, and did the unthinkable. They beat Aptix Designs. They placed second in the event, and they beat Aptix Designs. And to this day, ever since 2016, there has been one team to defeat Aptix Designs in robot combat, and it's not been against Byte Force. Nobody has beaten Byte Force since Chomp. But Hyper Railgun did beat Nighthawk, which is pretty much a middleweight version of Byte Force without the vertical spinner. That was a big surprise. That showed everybody why, man, maybe these Chinese guys are the real deal. Maybe this Railgun robot is the real deal. And that fight probably got Railgun Max qualified for RoboGames for BattleBots the following season. And that fight is why I had Railgun Max as one of my picks to win that entire event. It's a shame they didn't. They got screwed over by free shipping. I promise. I swear to God, I'm still not mad about it. Maybe I'm a little mad. Maybe I'm a little salty. But it's okay. Robot Combat fans are a salty group. 4 underrepresented nations with robots here. Going over them one more time. Broken Knife, Mahadrana, Rusty Cage, and S326 Fuchs. And as much as I love all those robots, we got some more comments here. What's everyone doing? Yes, Toad Ghost. Japan's finally getting into the sport, hopefully properly this time. Like I said, Ninja General and Iron Eagle were some fun heavyweight one-offs, but this is the first time a Japanese team has said, let's take a step back and say, maybe not heavyweights, maybe light, maybe some smaller robots. Let's do 1 pound and work from there. That's how it started in South Korea, so maybe this is how it can start in Japan. And yeah, I had a similar prediction years ago. I said after the UK after Brazil really became a hot commodity in the world of robot combat, I said, Japan's next. Japan's next. Well, China was next, thanks to Jet Li. China was next, South Korea after that, Japan surprisingly a little bit behind the 8 ball. Obviously, Japan loves their robotics, but they have not hopped on the combat robotics train. But I have a feeling once they do, oh boy, it's never going to stop. So we need them to win here. Another guy here, Widowmaker Combat Robotics, of course, from Taste Like Burning. We haven't really talked about Taste Like Burning much because, unfortunately, they did pull out. It's heartbreaking, but I get why. I know that the team had some last-minute issues with logistics to getting into the event. So because of that, they weren't able to attend. And on top of that, we brought it up with RoboMaster and Raging Scotsman. No flamethrower on the robot, which is a very much a bummer. I mean, Tastes Like Burning, in my opinion, the most beautiful lightweight in the world right now, with the chambered wheels, that big time lifter. I mean, it really looks like a robot you would see Donald Hudson make. It is an amazing machine. It was awesome to see Team Widowmaker Combat Robotics kind of become part with Team Banshee this season. Team Small Robots to help with Banshee. Fantastic to see. Utterly fantastic to see him there. It's a shame we aren't going to get to see Taste Like Burning. If Taste Like Burning was there, I might have a different pick to who would have won the tournament. But I do have Federal MT winning that event. Calling a mini Gundam to win BattleBot Season 15. Maybe they need to get Rob Knight to help with that, Make like a roided up version of Obwald and Overlord. I would love to see that. I guess the talk about Obwald and Overlord coming back to BattleBots has fizzled out some. Rob Knight doesn't post about him anymore. I guess they got declined or something. And with 50 robots only being allowed into every field, I guess the era of Overlord is dead. With 80-something robots in the field, maybe. Not 50. Hate to say it. What else do we have to talk about here? Predictions. Let's talk about predictions, and then we'll look at our TCC overall rankings for every robot currently in the field, which already has a ranking. But first, let's go ahead and check it out here, my predictions. And we'll bounce back to these predictions. We'll see how correct or incorrect I was. These are all the classes that we are going to be factoring in for medal count here. The 150 gram ferryweight class, the 1 pound junior league, the 1 pound autonomous, the 1 pound classic antweight, the 3 pound beetleweight, the 3 pound autonomous, and then our 3 big bot classes, of course, lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight. You know the ones. Let's go through the predictions here. We have Stonks in the 150 gram group here. Stonks placed 3rd, I want to say, at a Robocore event in April last year. Obviously, a much harder field. This is probably the one I am the least confident about. I have to say, I'm just not savvy on ferryweight competition. It's not my cup of tea. I feel like it's just too small for me to really get into. There's some very creative designs in this event. It's a real bummer that Team Omnis had to pull out their 150 gram version of Omnis for it. But I have to be with Stonks. Stonks is a classic 2-wheel drive vertical spinner, I want to say, coming from Trinkabots. They've had success in Brazil in the past, but it could very easily be one of the other Trinkabots robots in this field, or even Kowalski, which is pretty much a 150 gram version of Federal MT, General, Black Dragon, that line of robots. Some of the more obscure classes here, the Junior League 1 pound group, made for more inexperienced roboteers, I guess you could say. Angry Paper Shredder, I don't think that's the bot. Angry Paper Shredder is my pick to win this one. Like the ferryweight class, this is kind of open group. There's no real robot here that stands out to me as a robot I know about and would put all my money on. But I've heard of Team Logic 404 in the past. I've seen them compete at other events with other robots. Angry Paper Shredderator, very similar to machines like Mecha Rampage from BattleBots 2018. A very solid robot. It's just got tough opponents. Very fun creation. Part of my favorite fight of all time. Think that design is going to translate a little bit better to the inexperienced Junior League, so we'll go ahead and choose that. For the autonomous 1 pound class, we are going to see the UK and US secure themselves at least one medal from this because, well, there's only 2 robots in this event. It is going to be a robot from Team Terror Turtle, a group very much known for their autonomous robots, and Bad Kitty from, well, Team Bad Kitty. Same guys as Cataclysm, same guys as Mad Catter. I don't know why I had a brain fart on that. And not a vertical spinner like those two, and it won't be driven by Calvin Eba, of course. Autonomous class being, name of the game here. It does have 4 big wheels, though. Maybe able to push its opponents around. We'll see how it goes. I got Bad Kitty winning that. Let's go ahead and go to the other autonomous class before we look at Antweight and Middleweight here. If you know NHRL, you know all about the Shrew. It is a 2-wheel drive wedge bot with a drill on the back. It is autonomous, just like John Frizzle and Team Terror Turtle's other machines, like the one they have in the 1 pound class. The Shrew has some experience in robot combat. It is, if I remember correctly, it is the first ever UK representative to compete at NHRL. There is an Iran robot in this field. There is a Brazilian robot in this field. No American robots. This might be the only field where no American robots take a medal. I got to go with the Shrew, though. And I mean, I have no clue what the other 2 robots look like in this field, but we know what the Shrew looks like, and we know how the Shrew works. I mean, we know the Shrew hasn't never won a fight at NHRL, of course, against human-driven machines, but against other autonomous robots by inexperienced teams like Team Shrinkabots, who's never built an AI robot before, or these Iran guys who knows what they're doing. I think they're coming with some weird horizontal spinner for this class, but I think the Shrew is going to take this one. Now looking at the 1 pound class, I already told you guys, watch out for Team Tanto. We have Manta in the 250 pound class, a robot to watch out for. But in the 1 pound class, the original, the robot which Manta was inspired off of, Tsunami. That's my pick to win this group. Tsunami is going to be all over this event. I believe that there is a Tsunami Light in the 60 pound class. I want to say that there's a 3 pound version of Tsunami in the Beetleweight class, but I might be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that one. I got to go with Tsunami, though. There's a lot of really solid robots in here, like Thagamizer. Thagamizer was almost my pick to win this one. Even Flamingor, another Canadian robot. That would have been a fun robot to see go do well at this event. It's got to be Tsunami, though. And same with the 3 pound class. It's Lynx. It's freaking Lynx. I mean, Calvin Eba is going to be there with that amazing orange vertical spinner, and it is going to probably go undefeated. I love Wormhole. I know I've been gassing up Wormhole for Tony and for the rest of the team shred it, and I want to see that team do good. Maybe they'll make top 8. There's a lot of very solid Beetleweights in this field, though. It's a shame that the Team Shredded robots had to pull out. It's a shame that jet lag doesn't appear to be there. I might be mistaken on that one. It's a shame that the UK Beetleweights had to pull out. I thought the UK Beetleweights would probably help their country get a medal. I got to go with Lynx, though. I mean, it's Lynx. It just doesn't lose. It's a 2-time back-to-back NHRL Finals champion. And I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. The robot almost retired last year. They decided to come back and bring it out again. And who won it for ROBOGAMES? Let's be real here. Take a quick peek at the chat. Make sure everyone is doing all right. I like that call. Lightweight finals. Federal MT versus K Torze for that event. Oh, man. K Torze, it's a solid robot. It has won championships in Brazil at events like Robocore and Winter Challenge. Very much, a pick to go far. Yeah, I just don't know. I feel like K Torze and Federal MT have had a history with each other, and it's usually a history leaning towards Federal MT. I got to go with the more solid robot if that does happen to be the finals. But I think I do agree with you, Kevin. I think that, K Torze might very well be that finals opponent for Federal MT, especially with no, Unmakerbot in the field this year. No Unmakerbot in the field this year. Maybe Cataclysm can make that run. Maybe Tsunami Light, I just talked about them, can make that run. But, yeah, that's where I'm sitting on that one. We'll talk about our lightweight prediction here. As you see right there. Did I say Megatron? If I said Megatron, I'm sorry. Megatron is a 30-pound robot, not a lightweight. I wish ROBOGAMES ran 30-pounders. I think that would be cool. I believe they used to in the past. Who did I say if I meant Megatron? Tsunami Light? I don't know. But my apologies. Lightweights here. Talking about that, let me get back on track here. I need to take a drink of water, jeez. Lightweights here, yes. Federal MT, my prediction, 60-pound winner. No Unmaker bot to get in its way. No other robot to get in his way. Should be a fine run for them. As you mentioned, Kevin, you know, these Brazilian robots like Cerberus, like K-Torze, might stop them. We'll have to see how it goes. Toscos, thank you so much for tuning in for this and being an active member in the chat. I love you for that. Have a good day at work. Get back quick so you can watch some robot fighting. Hopefully Twitch puts up a VOD on this so these RoboGame streams just don't vanish to the ether. Someone record these. By the way, let's make that clear right here. Someone record these just in case. Please. I'm going to need footage when I do the breakdowns later on in the month. Someone record this. All right, let me go back to my predictions here. 2 more predictions to talk about. Federal MT is probably going to win the lightweight class, and I got General also winning the middleweight class. It's going to be another very, very, very successful week for Uriah at RoboGames. They pretty much own this event the same way RioBots used to. Federal MT, General, truncated versions of Black Dragon. I think between the 2 of them, one of them will suffer an upset loss against, you know, some random robot, but I still think they're both going to win the championship. They're going to bring home that gold medal, and we're going to see Brazil leave with a lot of hardware from these teams like Thunder Rats and Trinka Bots and, of course, Uriah. But now let's talk about the heavyweight contenders, and we'll go over the heavyweight rankings real quick before we go ahead and say sayonara to everybody here. But yeah, my prediction right there, Riptide is our heavyweight champion. I hate to say it, but oh my God. That's such a good robot. It packs such a good punch. Chris Rose calls them the knockout artist for a reason. They've proven it in the past. They sometimes knock robots out a little bit too much. We'll see how it goes. You know, as I mentioned with Tony D'Ambrosio a few minutes ago, looking at the robots here, who can realistically beat Malice? I mean, not Malice. Who can realistically beat Malice? That's a completely different question. Who can realistically beat Riptide? You know, maybe King Crab can get lucky again. Maybe Shogun can shock with its undercutter. Maybe Piranha can stop Break 32 early in the tournament, send him to the losers bracket fast. Maybe maybe Big Dill can out-wedge him. Maybe Hexadecimator can out-wedge him. Now, wouldn't that be an upset? Riptide losing to Hexadecimator, goodness. Raging Scotsman and Manta, those are good pits. Whiplash, that's a good pick to beat them. Crash and Burn, maybe they can use them wedges. Original Sin, that's probably the robot you're going to want to go to if you want to see this robot get beat. I mean, I don't know, because I know a lot of fans are also going to want to see Original Sin not win a 4th straight RoboGames medal. Wouldn't really be the best thing for the sport, I got to be honest. I think a lot of these fans want to see all these big, new, exciting BattleBots making their first ever appearance inside a RoboGames arena. They want to see them win. They want to see them get a good showing. It would be good for BattleBots. It would be good for their season campaign later on in the year. We'll see how it goes. Those are my predictions. Going over them one more time right here. I think Stonks is going to win the Ferryweight class. Junior League 1 pound winner going for Angry Paper Shredderator. I did it again. I am so used to saying Shredderator now. Angry Paper Shredder for the autonomous classes. Bad Kitty for the 1 pounder. The Shrew for the 3 pounder. Tsunami for the 1 pound antweight class. Non-autonomous, of course. In the very, very much hyped up Beetleweight class, it's got to be Lynx. It's got to be Lynx. Let's be real here. And then in our 3 big bot classes, I think Uriah is going to dominate lightweight and middleweight once again. Federal MT winning 60 pound. General winning 120 pound. And then in heavyweight, of course, going for Riptide, but watch out for Mad Catter, Original Sin, Whiplash. I think those are my 3 main robots right now, I'd say, are the picks to beat Riptide. I mean, shit. It's hard to beat Riptide once. This is a double elimination tournament. We got to see Riptide lose twice in this event. I don't know. Man. Let's take one more look at social media and everything. Maybe we got some more exciting posts about the event. And then we'll take a look at our TCC overall rankings heading into this tournament for all of our heavyweights. See what robots may be going up, what robots may be going down. Riptide is out? Wait, no, I've been gassing up Riptide this whole event, this whole stream. What do you mean he's out? All right, I guess we're going to be doing some research right here live in front of everybody. Riptide's apparently out. I'm hearing word that Riptide is pulling out. Is anyone else hearing this? I gotta get out of here. Y'all didn't see that comment. Y'all didn't see that comment by the BattleBots Pack guy. Oh, okay. This guy knows what he's talking about. It's one of the jackpot people. Yes. I just found out last night, almost put jackpot in my truck to YOLO to RoboGames. Almost. You didn't, though. I mean, I know it's not that easy. Trust me, I'm not mad. I would have loved to see Rap Jackpot compete at this event. I know I've been critical of Jackpot this year, but it still would have been awesome to see some Vegas representation. And Jackpot always packs a punch. Probably would have gone far in the bracket. Well, if that's the case, Behind the Bot said they're sponsoring a different team this weekend. I think that's the reason. Stephanie, I did hear something about that, but from what I heard, it was because this was what I heard from Sid, because Sid was the guy that was going to that event. He said that Riptide was all going to be at RoboGames, but himself would be at the Texas event so he could represent Riptide. I thought that's what was. I thought that's what was happening. So I don't know. We're gonna have to follow this story. I'm gonna keep an eye on these Discord servers and everything. We'll see what's going on here. If that's the case, I'm gonna have to go bare bones vanilla with my prediction and say, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Original Sin if that's the case. Team Widowmaker shocked. Yeah, I'm shocked too, dude. I don't know what's going on with that development. I guess we'll find out on the live stream or something. But that's a shock. Let's NHRL, maybe we can look at their server. That whole side of the bracket has no spinners if Gig and Rip are out. Oh man, poor RoboGames, dude. They can't catch a break. Riptide. Oh, I'm sure this is. I don't know what I'm opening up a can of worms looking at Discord comments about Riptide. Let's not. There has been no recent comments here on the NHRL server or anywhere for that matter. I don't think. Let's look at Riptide's Facebook. Let's look at Riptide's Facebook here. They might reshuffle the bracket again. You're right. This little apology message. It's probably. Oh, I don't know, man. I want to. As nice as it is, I know we're not going to have all this controversy about Riptide being in the event, and we can avoid a lot more drama for the llama, but it is a bit of a bummer. It's nice to have a heel in the tournament, and honestly, if they did good, maybe this could have been good PR for Team Break 32, you know? Being helpful in the pits, respectful interviews, Ethan. Big keyword there. Solid performances, nothing controversial, no late hits. They probably could have came out of this tournament a lot better than they came in, but this is a bummer, dude. Yeah, even I got to admit it. That's a bummer to hear. So that kind of throws everything on its head. Let's move forward here, though. And that kind of took the wind out of our sails, huh? Jeez. We've been gassing up Riptide this whole RoboGames hype cycle. And speaking of, at the top of this, yeah, we had Riptide number 2 overall right now in the overall TCC rankings. Good news is at least they aren't going to shoot up to some crazy ranking like, 20 points above Minotaur at number 1. Makes it to where they'll be number 1 all year. Now Lucktide. We're making up Pokemon fusions here now. Lucky at 2 wins, 0 losses, ranked number 9, has a huge opportunity to go far into this bracket with a bunch of knockouts. I mean, they're taking on Mondemus in round 1. That robot doesn't have a Shremek. That's going to be a full combat victory and 8 more points for Lucky if they can win that one by knockout. Mad Catter ranked number 15. 2 wins, 1 loss with the absence of Riptide. Suddenly a lot more of a favorite to go far in this tournament. We saw a version of Mad Catter named Cataclysm appear at RoboGames 2018 with 3-2. Very respectful performance. Maybe we can see Mad Catter break into the top 10. 2 other robots we can see maybe break into the top 10. Malice and Terratops. Malice, of course, under the name White Rabbit, will be fighting the Chinese robot Broken Knife in the first round. If that weapon can outlast, that could be a win. Maybe even a knockout for Malice. Get themselves 8 more points. Same for Terratops here. Only 1 fight so far this year. That's going to change a lot. We'll see how this goes for them. We have Slammo sitting right behind Terratops. You have to imagine they want to avenge that loss against Terratops. Full combat rules is still in a play here, so they won't have an advantage, but it is a brand new build for Terratops. A brand new build for Slammo. If you followed Team Dammy on Instagram, let's go ahead and look at that real quick. We can take a peek at what Team Damby has been doing with the brand new Slammo. It looks very good. We've been talking about it a lot on our Instagram stories as of late. It's got an eye and a mohawk. I mean, look at this dude. He's so cute. Hot coin approved. That's always a big thing. That big bumper on the front, that looks pretty serious. Those big forks, they look like a real deal. I'm kind of worried about those back wheels and the back half of the robot altogether. I mean, come on. Look at that. Thing looks amazing. Slammo 3.5. Very excited to see how they do. Do we have more Riptide updates? Like Fresh Prince, whole placement flip turned upside down. Plunderbird 1 was raw, if that's actually true. Wish we could have saw more Plunderbird 1 fights. Anything going on in TCC? Have someone joining. Welcome to Corona with Lime to the server. Nobody's talking about this. I'm really surprised. Oh well. Let's go back to our standings here. Yeah, Slammo at 0-1 with -8 points is ranked number 49. I mean, after our top 20 robots right here, we really do fall deep into the pit here. Slammo is ranked number 49, 0-1. Whiplash 1-2, ranked number 51. That's the robot I would watch out for to go all the way up here. Bunch of knockouts and stuff could be very good for them. Picking up 4 wins. If 3 of them are knockouts, that's probably going to get them to at least the 20s, I would imagine. We'll see. And then Big Dill, another robot which really needs to make an impact here. If they can go 5-0 with a handful of knockouts, they could even push themselves into the top 20. But alternatively, like I mentioned, we could also see Big Dill, plummet here and fall way, way, way into the bottom ranking, way under Glitch. So that could be bad. Who knows? And they probably won't be saved until we have, Robots Live or Extreme Robots, where we may see a machine like Gabriel lose a bunch, or Tango or some other robot. I don't know. But that's where we stand right now on our TCC overall rankings. Going over them one more time. Riptide, if they are there, probably not. 3 wins, 0 losses. Lucky, 2 wins, 0 losses, ranked number 9. Mad Catter, 2 wins, 1 loss, ranked number 15. Malice, 2 wins, 1 loss, ranked number 18. Terratops, 1 win, 0 loss, ranked number 19. Slammo, 0 wins, 1 loss, ranked number 49. Whiplash, 1 win, 2 loss, ranked number 51. Big Dill, 0 wins, 3 losses, ranked number 61 out of 62. Malice is going to be incredibly busy today. Let's cap it off with this because, obviously, a lot of RoboGames to talk about today, but for a lot of us Robot Combat fans, come 7 o'clock Central Time. Go back to a solo overlay here. Oh. All these dog pages sneak onto my Instagram, dude. I hate it. I gotta quit. I gotta quit liking dog pages. They invade my area. Here we are. This is what I want to talk about here. At 7 o'clock, a lot of us are going to be tuning in to 2 screens probably at once because, yeah, Malice is in the house. What on earth is this? Is that a quilt? A robot shirt quilt? That's pretty sick. Yeah, that's a camp out, all right. Goodness gracious, Team Malice. Where's the fight card? Did they not post it? You would have thought they would have posted it. I guess they didn't. But yeah, we have a BattleBots episode today at 7. Our usual episode. Week number 12 of the regular season. I'm stoked. So yeah, you know what? Let's end it off with this now that we kind of had the wind taken out of us from this Riptide news. What's going on at BattleBots? Where we won't see Riptide necessarily, but we will see a lot of other exciting robots compete. We're now seeing the very end of the regular season. Every robot here, I believe, is fighting their 4th and final fight. Lockjaw versus Mad Catter, of course. Mad Catter doing double duty today. There's another robot doing double work. I think they're going to take out Lockjaw. Malice versus Gruff, I'm not as sold about. You know, Malice, of course, weapon issues still present back in 2022 when this was filmed. Taking on Gruff. Gruff has not been the sturdiest this year. Usually we look at this robot and we go, oh my god, biggest tank in the sport. Before the event, before BattleBots, we were like, biggest tank in the sport. Hasn't been good this year. Malice might be able to win this if reliability is on point. By the way, Gruff, another robot which was originally signed up for RoboGames, really shocked to see that they pulled out. It doesn't feel like RoboGames without Gruff, doesn't it? I think this is the first RoboGames Gruff has missed since 2010. I might be incorrect about that. Don't quote me on that. But Gruff really is a mainstay of the sport. Usually the big Florida robot at the event. We have an alternate battle in Duma versus Dragon King. That's going to be exciting to finally see King of Bots' Dragon King compete in the arena. Claw Viper versus Hypershock. As we mentioned on Robot Combat tonight, if Claw Viper wins this fight via knockout, it will become the TCC #1 ranked robot. Of course, that doesn't factor in what's going to happen at RoboGames, but that's what we do know. They're taking on Hypershock, the original TCC #1 ranked robot from last year. Sat at #1 until a few weeks ago because I hadn't had a chance to make the new rankings sheet. They need to win here. Otherwise, they probably aren't going to make the playoffs. I don't know, man. Free shipping and Big Dill. More RoboGames teams going double duty here. We're going to be doing a lot of standings updates. We also have Lucky in the next fight. My goodness. Big Dill versus free shipping. A lot of fans have been talking about this fight. Big Dill needs a win here if they want to avoid an 0-4 season. Free shipping really needs a win here if they want to make the playoffs. Kind of have to lean towards free shipping on this one. It's hard to bet against Gary freaking Jin. Shredded Bro versus Lucky should be absolute target practice for Lucky. I love the Shredded Bro guys, but that weapon, that drive, that whole robot just has not been going up to snuff. I hate to admit it, but it's a small, flat, compact box. Lucky should be able to throw it around a good bit, win that fight on judge's decision, and then after that, another flipper will fight. And this is an exciting fight right here. Sawblaze versus Hydra. I mean, who's going to come out on top of this? I want Sawblaze to win personally because they're on my King of Draft fantasy team. I wanted to get, 5 more points for the big dogs, but who knows how it's going to go. I could easily see Hydra winning that fight. Sawblaze is a bit of a wonky robot to flip over. We'll see how it plays out. I mean, Bronco was able to take it to Sawblaze in 2018. I don't know. Let's see what we got here. We got a few more comments before we wrap it up. Guggles, Stephanie, Team Widowmaker, Yash. Thank you guys all for being here. I really appreciate everyone showing up. We have 12 people here right now. It makes me happier than a clam that everyone's this excited about RoboGames. They're to hear this early because they want to hear everything that there is to hear about this awesome event that's on deck. Comments here from everyone in the chat. Malice, the Googles is going for Malice here. That's a good pick because, as he said right here, they have 3 Malices, 3 copies prepared for this event. So they have 1 for each win. They have 1 for each loss and 1 separate with that. So that's a very good point. That's the big thing with Malice. That's like their big X factor is they come running like a NASCAR team. That's what the producers at BattleBots always say. They show up at BattleBots with a ton of stuff. They showed up at Destructathon before anybody else with their 5 robots. And now they're at RoboGames with 3 Malai. That's pretty wild. And yes, Google's Terratops is there. I do agree they should be a dark horse. From what we've seen, no ribcage, but I'm still very excited. Very excited to see them do good. I want to see them do good. Widowmaker, Kevin going with a bit of a bold pick here. Maybe this is Slamo's event to win now? Wouldn't that be something after they originally drew Riptide in round 1? I bet Craig Danby was like, oh, fuck. You know he had to have been thinking out a little bit. Now he's taking on a much easier half of his bracket. We'll have to see how it goes. I'm sure he'll be able to survive whatever horizontal spinner he faces in round 2. Bet he'll enjoy the bye. What? No Slamo? What do you mean it went poof? Craig Danby's been posting stuff more often than anybody. Before anybody. All right, I guess we're doing a little bit more research, everybody. Oh, boy. Now I'm hearing Slamo out. What's going on? Jeff, I'm over here calling you Google's like a goober. Jeff Waters, my boy. Thank you for coming in here for the show, man. I really appreciate you tuning in for this one. Hopefully you're enjoying what we're putting out here. I'm sorry that Deckpot couldn't end up showing up. Would have been awesome to see, but I know it's not that easy to make that commitment, overnight like that. So yeah, shout outs to you. Thank you for being here. And shout outs to all the Roboteers that showed up today. Tony D'Ambrosio, of course, my biggest supporter. Thank you so much, man. Kevin Lilly from Team Widowmaker Combat Robotics with Taste Like Burning. Thank you for showing up. All the fans, thank you for showing up. Probably going to start wrapping this up fairly soon so I can have a little bit of breakfast. RoboGames should be starting here in about 2 hours. Don't really know how to feel about so many robots pulling out. It's kind of unfortunate. Family stuff, that does make sense. Family stuff is one of the hardest things to predict, so that's unfortunate. I hope everything's going all right in the Danby family with all of their people. I mean, we're still going to see a lot of Slamo this year, guys. Don't fear not. It's really disappointing to see no Slamo in the main RoboGames field. I thought they had a good chance. That sucks, but family commitments are a big thing. We'll hopefully still see a bit more Slamo at BattleBots. We'll hopefully see them at Champions. There was a post on their Twitter 2 days ago. That's on me. Twitter's like the one thing I don't check. It's like my blind spot. And I'm not even an Elon Musk hater. I just never check it. I'm a Facebook. Also, speaking of Twitter, what's with the Doge? Why is there a Doge? Doge, whatever he's called, on all their posts now. Everywhere. Is this like an April Fool's thing? So confused. Sadly, Slamo will not be able to make RoboGames due to a family emergency. We wish our friends the very best. Ah, oh, man. Now that just bites, doesn't it? I'm gonna post this in a few places. Let people know. Now that sucks. So that's 5 proper heavyweights on the bracket that ain't gonna 6 actually. 6 proper heavyweights on the bracket that ain't gonna be there. That is really unfortunate. Thank you though, Raging Taco, for that info. And yeah, I guess that's where we're gonna cap it off here. We gotta find a good note to end it on, man. Dang. Let's see here. I think we covered all of our notes here. Talking about predictions and everything. We already made that. Showed off our rankings and standings. No Slamo. That is a bummer. So yeah, only 6 robots from this BattleBot season going to be in the field. Still a good amount. Beggars can't be choosers. We're still going to see some fantastic robot fighting action today. Machines like Stink Eye are still going to be there. Hexadecimator is going to be there. Piranha is going to be there, or Twister, or whatever it's going to be called. Swamp Thing. Who knows? Who knows what that robot's going to be called? We could see that fight happening. I mean, Lucky's still going to be there. Hexadecimator, old school name, that's going to be there. King Crab, Ice Wave from past BattleBots seasons, they're going to be there. It's still going to be an exciting event. Double Jeopardy 2, they're going to be present. I wouldn't worry too much. I mean, yeah, Riptide does suck. I believe Jeff Waters. I mean, he's Jeff Waters. He would know. But hopefully we can get some more info about Riptide not being at RoboGames. Because, I mean, they're a California team. They're literally the LA team. You'd think they would be there. But I'm not an omnipresent brain. Is Scorpius there? Wait, time out. Is Scorpius? Is Scorp back in? Hey, Sean. So, while you're here, this isn't BattleBots per se. This is RoboGames, which will have a lot of BattleBots teams competing, as you can kind of see right here. Outside of Riptide and Slammo, Lucky, Madcatter, Malice, Terratops, Whiplash, and Big Dill will all be at this event, along with other robots such as Ice Wave, Double Jeopardy, Defender from the season prior, and other robots that haven't competed before at BattleBots. This is essentially RoboGames. It is the biggest U.S. non-televised event of the year. They run heavyweights, middleweights, and lightweights, along with a smaller class, but that's really what we've been focusing on today, those three main classes. It's going to be live stream on Twitch. If you scroll up a little bit in the chat, you'll see a link I put out there for the Twitch live stream. The Twitch stream does not begin for another 2-3 hours. I do apologize that I began this stream so early. I thought that RoboGames was going to be starting fairly early because of so many robots being there, but I guess I'm just used to NHRL. That's on me. But yeah, there we go. That's where we sit with that. Yeah, if you can message Diana real quick. I thought they backed out because I know that they were... Of course, Sean. Any supporter of Robot Combat is a good supporter. We love seeing the sport grow. And that's what the Combot Collective is all about. You know, BattleBots is just one facet of the community. And a lot of people don't talk about stuff like Extreme Robots, Robots Live, RoboGames, even NHRL. And that's really just what the Combot Collective is all about. We try to bring the sport, you know, out to more than just BattleBots because it's an amazing thing. And yeah, Kevin, we would love to see maybe that in the future if David does decide to do RoboGames for 2024. If he doesn't, I wouldn't be surprised because I could imagine that this was an absolute migraine for him, even to now with robots like Slammo and Riptide pulling out. Oh, man. Let me switch back to my screen. I just realized I'm on the wrong... I'm still on standings here. There we go. We would love to see you do a heavyweight in the future. I mean, if it's even half as beautiful as Tastes Like Burning, it would be a stunning robot. Love to see it, man. Even if you apply to BattleBots. Jeez, that would be sick. Who else do we have here? So, yes, is Scorp back in? That's what I was asking Jeff Waters. He says, I think so. He's going to message Diana. Thank you for that, Jeff. You're an absolute babe. If that does happen, then yeah, that's a huge get for the bracket because Scorpius was one of the original robots signed up under the name Rock Lobster. And then they pulled out, and then they made some posts online making it look like they were going to be there, but just with the ant weights. And now we're looking at maybe they're back. We'll see. Oh, no, we almost got Tracer too. Wow. That would have been sick. That would have been fun. Oh, man. It's kind of crazy how it goes with RoboGames, isn't it? Everything happening until, like, literally the very, very last second, huh? I haven't seen Malice stomp him out, man. I feel like that Malice versus Slammo fight was close. Diana just told me nope. Bummer, dude. Oh, man, that sucks. I do wonder if they are still going to be there with the smaller bots class. I mean, they did show up, and I mean, maybe they are just there to do their vlog. They do have an awesome vlog. Maybe they're just trying to get some footage from that. But, nah, it is a bummer. No! And we're losing the Indian teams too? I made all these graphics for them and everything. Do you know, maybe you're from there. Do you know if all the teams have pulled out from India or if it's just the middleweights? I know that there's a couple lightweights there too, and maybe one heavyweight, assuming it's there. Losing Maharana, though, that's a bummer. Because I was super excited to see what Maharana did against, robots like Mortician and General. Oh, well, while we wait for a response on that, let's see if we have any other developments, anything neat coming out of RoboGames. How about we try looking up RoboGames in the NHL server? Maybe we can pull up maybe we can get some tea from that, huh? Shuffling. Furry weight issues for this guy. Here we go. Here's a good shot of Wormhole. Talking about that robot one more time. Tony D'Ambrosio hyping it up with Wormhole. Looks like they aren't using the cleat wheels in this picture, so they're having some configurations in terms of the wheels. Never a bad thing. Never a bad thing, not at all. Beautiful logo. I love the yellow and purple. Nice big asymmetrical blade. You got two good chunky looking forks on the back. And cool, we got more inside texting here, talking to some of these Indian teams from Yash Gupta. Thank you for being here. And thank you for your input and your info. We really appreciate to hear that, T.C.C. You're awesome. And Jeff Waters, I'm going to shill for Dill. I want to shill for Dill. I want to go bananas for the banana. Lifter Spinner Collective. Hell yeah. There you go. Honestly, it was kind of crazy to see how many robots took over the Lifter Spinner vibe this year. We had Jackpot doing it, of course, with y'all guys. We had Terratops doing it. We had Big Dill doing it. And they're all taking it a different way. It's not like the Whiplash way of doing things. Very intriguing to see 3 robots kind of tackle that design in the same season. All very different ways, of course. Jackpot, more focus on the vertical spinner, while Big Dill, more focus on the lifter. And you got Terratops kind of sitting somewhere in the middle. We haven't had enough of a sample size of that robot yet. A sample size we should definitely get a lot more of with this episode. Very excited episode, Jesus, for this event. Excited about that. Left y'all on that picture. My bad. I left y'all looking at Maharana. That's the Wormhole picture I was pulling up. Very excited to see how Wormhole does at this event. Hopefully we can see them go far. Is Billy at the event? I don't remember seeing anything about Billy, but I might be wrong. Let's see what else we have here. Doesn't appear we have too much else coming out of the world of RoboGames. We got a comment here. Is the first fight still at 11 a.m. Pacific time? You know, I mean, I'm surprised it's even this late. If that's what they're saying for, I mean, they certainly are going to have plenty of time to prepare. It's going to be damn near the afternoon for everybody else when the events start. I would imagine that, yeah, fights are going to be starting pretty close to 11. But you also know how robot combats are and live streams in general. Technical difficulties happen. I mean, NHRL just dealt with buckets of them at their most recent one. So, maybe a little bit later, maybe 11:30. I would be shocked if we don't see fights before 12 Pacific time, though. They definitely need to do some work. But okay, so there we go. We got some info here. Maharana is out, but okay. Let me go back to the 20-pound class, the middleweight class. Do a little bit of bracketology here. So this is the fight that we're really looking at here, yeah. Sarkel versus Maharana. It's a shame Maharana has pulled out. Team Pricks. That's another team. What's with all these foreign names I feel like I'm getting wrong and I'm saying the wrong thing? I'm not calling y'all pricks. Let's just make that clear. Team Pri? Team Priz? I don't know. They have Sarkel, the drum bot, in the event. I guess, unless you know something I don't, maybe they're still in this event. I guess that's the Blackbird robot you're talking about. Maybe that's Blackbird in Hindi. I'm not too sure. Everyone else here, I believe, is still looking okay. Sweet's still in the bracket, but they are on the ROBOGAMES website, so maybe they're pulling out. First pronunciation is correct, and they are also out. Oh, no. Heartbreaker. Well, congratulations to Cat Kong, attitude adjustment winner. You're going to get a bye. Thank you for the info, Yash Gupta. You're a stud and a babe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everything else here, let's see who's safe. Copyright infringement, still safe. General and Kronos, still safe. Wolverine, still safe. Doom on You, still safe. Cat Kong, still safe. Mortician, Who's Your Daddy, still safe. I really hope we can see Genius, Robo, and Sweets, but only time will tell. That's what I was wondering too. How are they going to fill 4 days if all these robots are out? I mean, David Calkins said almost 40% of the field pulled out. Has to be almost 50 now. Jeez. More names just by the minute, it feels like. It sucks, but that's the sport. I mean, it is double elimination. I'm sure once you factor in heavyweights and arena maintenance and all of that, things do tend to slow down once it gets to the middle of the field. Everyone's working on their robots. Probably a lot more downtime between days. We'll see, man. What else do we... Ooh, I keep knocking this thing over. I need to get this thing up on the wall already. Other things we have here. Let's just see who all has pulled out of this group, because this bracket's all sort of fuggled up now. Slammo pulled out. Pain Train pulled out. NS1. From Team Preeks. So, likely a pullout as well. I'm guessing you would know that one, Yash. Bullion was on the edge. I hope they're able to be there. Cinder is questionable. Terratops is in. Double Trouble is a mystery. Shogun's probably safe. Riptide's out. Piranha's probably safe. Ziggy's safe. Mondemus is safe. Oh my god, you're these, dude. I forgot how many lightweights there were in 2018. 17 lightweights. Man, so many people pulled out. I really do feel for David Calkins with that. Anti-homogeny. So let's see, who many do we have that are legitly here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 24 robots. I mean, it's still a respectable field. But yeah, I mean, who knows, dude? If it becomes a 3-day event, may not be a bad idea. But I mean, they've already sold the tickets, huh? They've already sold the tickets, promoted a 4-day event. People got tickets to day 4. I don't know what's going to happen, dude. Maybe they want to hit up Rick Russ and be like, hey, you got jet lag hanging around here anywhere? You want to enter them into the tournament? I don't know, man. Very intriguing, very interesting. A little bit worrying, of course. With all these developments, though, I think I got to go with Original Sin as our champion. Let's check the Discords one more time. I don't think we are having any other... I don't think anything else has come out. Yep, nope, nothing on that server. Nothing on TCC or KOD has some people talking. Oh, they're talking fantasy football. Bummer, dude. Let's see. Yeah, I guess it's about all we're sitting on news-wise for right now. It's a little bit unfortunate, but I guess we are going to go ahead and start wrapping it up. We have to wrap it up eventually here. Conclusion? Looking at this predictions one more time here before we jump into the first day of RoboGames action. I have Stonks winning the 150-gram class. Angry Paper Shredder. I did it again. Third time now. Angry Paper Shredder winning the Junior League 1-pounders. Bad Kitty winning autonomous 1 pound. Tsunami winning ant weight 1 pound. May win lightweight. We'll see. The Shrew winning autonomous 3 pound. Lynx winning beetle weight 3 pound. Lightweight winning. Federal MT and General winning lightweight and middleweight for Uriah. And then not Riptide. If they do miraculously end up appearing at this event, their back is my favorite. But for now, I'm going Original Sin. And that would be 3 medals for Brazil, 1 medal for UK, and 4 for the US. That wouldn't be too bad in terms of gold medal distribution. 3-4-1. I don't know. We'll see, though. I would definitely say, let me switch back to my view as we start wrapping it up here on this live stream show. If you missed any part of this live stream, the archive for the live stream will be straight going on our live stream section of our TCC YouTube channel. So be sure to check it out there if you missed any details you want to hear about some of the robots competing at this event. I feel like we covered quite a bunch of them here during this live stream. I think we did pretty good on that regard. Yeah, not much else to say here. It kind of sucks at the end. We really got bombarded with some bad news. A lot of the Indian teams not present. No Slammo, no Riptide. Bit of a bummer, but we still have a lot of exciting robots. You know, still 10 plus lightweights and middleweights, over 20, almost 25 heavyweights. Maybe we'll have some walk-ins. I think we had some walk-ins during RoboGames 2018, so don't count it out, I guess. We'll see how it goes. Until next time, though, you know, this has been an awesome TCC live stream. In fact, I have to say, I think outside of our King of Draft streams, I mean, we were floating on, 8 to 10 live stream viewers for a lot of that old stream. But this was 9 to 12, which is still, pennies and dimes. But we've had Roboteers here. We have fans. We've had people from all around the world here, which has been sick. People from India, people from the USA, people from Canada in the chat for this one. And yeah, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you, Kevin, for tuning in. Team Widowmaker Combat Robotics. Thank you, Yash, for tuning in, representing India. Getting some info from you. Awesome. Great to drop a little bit of news here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new to the Combot Collective, be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. All of our news, all of our upload news goes there first. We have a Discord server as well. You can find a link to join that in the description below. We have Roboteers there like Tony D'Ambrosio. We also have some fans such as, content creators, newer fans, older fans, what have you. They're all present, hanging out there. And hopefully we can keep growing that community because we don't have enough Roboteers there. We don't have enough fans. We just don't have enough general people there. I want that place to become a proper area where fans can talk robot combat. Outside of the UDA Discord server, there aren't too many. It would be nice to have one. We'll see how it goes. But those are our servers. Of course, this is your first time on the TCC YouTube channel. Please give us a subscription. We do more than just live streams, though we will be live streaming a ton during this weekend. You can tune in this time tomorrow for another live stream covering everything that happened during day one. And then another the following day on Saturday. And then on Sunday, I will have some Easter commitments to do, so I won't be live in the morning, but I will be live that evening. Our post-game show, it'll be late. Probably won't be too long. Still should be good. Thank you all so much for watching. Jeff Waters, Kevin Lilly, Yash Gupta, Tony D'Ambrosio, everybody that tuned in for this. Thank you so much, Jeff. That's incredibly sweet of you to say. I just want to make informative, fun content. I try not to be too rambly, not try to be too messy. I try to keep things clean. Thank you all so much for watching this. I'm just getting all sweet now. Let's get out of here and let's enjoy some RoboGames and some BattleBots too. If you're a Robot Combat fan today, you're going to eat it like it's porridge. And you're going to say, I want some more. You're going to get some more. More fighting the following day, the day after that, and the day after that. And if you're bored, Robo Brawl live streamed last week Both those VODs are on YouTube. Check that out during downtime because I'm probably going to do that. We're going to be doing a video on that later this month. ROBOGAMES videos later this month. Robot Combat Tonight will be airing live on our Discord server tomorrow night. We'll be talking about ROBOGAMES live there as well. All right. That's going to wrap it up. I think I've shilled about as much as I can here at the end. Go Original Sin. Go Texas Robots. Riptide, try showing up. I gassed you up too much. Let's go ahead and get you all out of here. Watch some ROBOGAMES. Be safe, guys. Eat some breakfast. If you're off today, enjoy your off day. If you're not off, try to get off. Tell your boss you're sick. You got the robot fever. You know, something like that. Let's watch some freaking ROBOGAMES, people. I'm excited. I'll see you all tomorrow. This has been Sterling Brown. Love you guys. See ya.